I'm addicted to the scriptures. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I say a prayer every morning when I wake up. It's a blessing knowing I'm a child of Jacob. I got a problem that I need to take care of.
I want to start off giving all honor and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI. We are here in Greenville, South Carolina, spreading the true word, the true gospel. We want to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI. Shalom, Israel, let's get it.
You doing, brother? You got 1 second for me, brother? What's your nationality, brother?
Nationality?
Yeah.
Black.
Black. You know there's a crayon in there. You know there's a color crayon box, right?
Yeah.
Alright, then they call you African American, right? So they call you African American. You know there's 2 white men, right? Scipio Africanus, that's where they named Africa from. And in America, they named it America Vespucci. Alright, so before you have any knowledge of what you were before you went to slave trade, what they called you, I'm going to show you out the Bible what they called you. You believe in the Bible? You don't believe in the message they don't tell you, right? You don't believe in that devil right there, right? I'm going to read this to you. I'm going to show you what Christ really look like. Going to the Bible. Alright? It's Revelation 1 and 14. This is, I'll read one first. The revelation of Jesus Christ. So what is the revelation of Jesus Christ?
As far as I know, it's
Reveal. The revealing, like the textual, I see what you're talking about. The textual, the word revelation means to reveal. For the revealing of Jesus Christ. So we're going to go to 1 and 14. We're going to get the description of it. You're going to see it back to the 10 right there. Alright? We have Revelation 1 and 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So his head and his hairs were white. His hairs were white and woolly. So we grow our hair out, you know how it's an afro. If I was taking you dreads out, it'd be an afro. So it's a woolly hair. Alright? So that's strike number 1 right there. You got long, stringy hair. Alright? So we're going to go to keep reading. White like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. So he drank wine. So you know he's outside of his eyes were red. Christ drank wine. Okay, so he didn't get drunk on the wine, but he drank wine. Alright? This was the hand that his feet like unto fine brass. So his feet was brass. What color is brass?
tan brown.
Like a tan brown, right? Now listen to this. His feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. Now you take that fine gold, brown, whatever you want to do, burn it in a furnace. What color is it?
Dark.
Dark. Darker than me, darker than you, dark. So what you gotta ask yourself right here, that right there. The reason I got devil horns on is because the word devil means deceive. That's what that is. That's a deceiving enemy. That's not what the Bible says, alright? You believe everyone's evil. And the eyes of God, you believe everyone's evil, right? Y'all used to do that too, right? So we're going to read Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Alright? For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Most High has a special people unto himself that are above all people. Alright, this straight out the Bible. What the church tells you, everyone equal, everyone the same. When you go to Deuteronomy 7:6, you see that the Most High has a chosen people that are above everyone else. Alright? How much do you, I know you don't probably deal with the Bible, but how much do you know about the story of Moses? Part in the Red Sea. Alright, I'm cool to you that so-called Israelites, people who was that the most part of the Red Sea for was your people. Alright? I'm gonna prove this out the Bible. Alright? First I'm gonna show you why they changed this, why they make them white now. It's nowhere in the scriptures. This is what the Most High says. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So who rules this whole earth? Who rules this whole earth? What nation of people rule this whole earth? You got that right. Alright? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. So the Most High says he covers the faces of the judges thereof. If you watch this movie, what does Christ look like every time you watch the movie? Right there. What do all the apostles look like? What? I mean, they the same color though. You look in the movie, they all the same color. That's why the Most High said they cover the faces of the judges thereof. And he says, if not where, who is? So if it ain't the wicked, Because you don't see no Asian Jesus. You don't see no Mexican Jesus. Alright? I'm going to prove it to you out of the Bible that you are these people. You are the true Israelites in the Bible. You know the people over there in Israel right now claiming they're Jews, right? They call themselves Jewish, right? Well, if I was to call you childish, am I calling you an actual child? I'm saying you acting like a child, right? So they acting like the Jews. If you was a real Jew, you would call yourself Jewish, right? Alright, so I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you who the real Jews is. I'm going to show you your Revelation 2 and 9, alright? I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. So the real Jews, they going through tribulation and poverty, alright? They're not the richest people on the earth like the so-called Jewish man. They don't run the earth. They don't have the most money in the world, alright? So the true Jews are going through tribulation and poverty, alright? And he says, but thou art rich. He says, we're really rich. And how y'all doing? Y'all got sex? Alright. He says, but thou art rich, alright? And he says, I know the blasphemers that say they are the Jews. The Jewish people up there saying they're Jews right now. He says, you know, the blasphemers of them who say they are the Jews and are not, that are the synagogue of Satan. Alright, so the Jewish people up there right now, let's see. I want to prove to you that you're Jews. Give me one last scripture, alright? I'm going to leave you with this. Alright? This is what you think about right here. Deuteronomy 28 and 68. Just listen up real, if you can, right here. And the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again. So the real Jews are going to go into Egypt. Egypt, like I said, is when Moses took us out of Egypt. They represent slavery. Alright, so he says, and the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again. We're going into slavery again. Alright, now listen to this. With ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. So the real Jews are going to go into slavery on ships. Alright, okay? And the way I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We're not going to see Israel no more. We're not going to be in the homeland calling ourselves Jews. The real Jews is going to go on ships and go into slavery, okay? And there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave man and slave woman. And no man shall buy you, which means nobody's going to redeem us out of slavery. We're still in America today. So, like I was telling you, man, you're not a normal person. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. You're God's chosen people according to the Bible. You're the only one that went through the curses of your people went through slavery. You're the only one that went through these curses to say you're the real Jews. You say, what? No. As I tell you, the churches are corrupt, man. They teach you that, man, right there. They teach you all type of things that's not the truth. I'm out here speaking the real truth. You know, most people won't like it, but I'm out here to speak the real truth about the Bible. You know, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. But like I say, according to the Bible, you are an Israelite. You are God's chosen people. You are that people above all people that are upon the face of the earth. And the reason we're in the state that we are right now is because the Most High cursed our people for not listening to the words and the commandments. So to come back to Him, you gotta keep the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm gonna give you this fire right here, brother. On my YouTube channel on the very top. All right, check it out. All right, brother. You're an Israelite, brother. Like I said. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
Doing good. You got 1 second for me?
Yes,
1
sir,
second?
I do. Yes, sir, I do.
All right, what's your nationality, brother?
Black.
Black. You know that's the color in the crayon box, right?
Man, black is the essence from which all colors come from. Black is not a color.
It actually is a color, though.
It's not a color.
The color black.
Black is in the essence of which all colors come from. How can black be a color?
You understand, what I'm saying is you understand that black is the color in the crayon box.
Okay.
So your actual nationality is not black. Like African American. Your actual nationality ain't African American. You know, there's 2 white men. Alright? Scipio Africanus is what they named after. Alright, this is Roman general. Alright. America is named after Amerigo Vespucci. Alright, an Italian explorer, another white man. So how could you be African American? Alright, it's another name that they gave you. Before you was getting called African American, they was calling you Afro American. Before that, it was Negro. Before that, it was colored. Before that, they were just calling us straight up niggas. Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you is, according to the Bible, you're God's chosen people, okay? So I want you believe in the Bible? You don't believe it. I don't blame you for believing that. Yes, they didn't push out, man. They don't know the real truth of the Bible. Right? They preach that devil right there. It's not the real truth. That's not what Christ looks like. Alright? So real Christ looks like us. Alright, I'm gonna prove it to you out of the Bible. This is Revelation 1:14. His hairs were white like that. So he had woolly and white hair. Alright? That's the first Christ. That's a long stringy hair like a dog or something. Alright? Okay? It's white as snow, and his eyes was a flame of fire. Christ drank wine, so he had, he had red outside of his eyes. When you drink wine, outside of your eyes is red. Okay, he didn't get drunk of the wine, but he drank moderately. Okay, all right. Now listen to this. They say the Bible don't go into color, right? That's what they all say. We don't know what Christ looked like. Okay, but listen. His feet are like unto fine brass. Now, what color is brass? Like a gold, a little gold. Now, take that gold, now listen. His feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace. Now, take that fine brass and they're burning in the furnace. What color is it going to be? Black, black. Blacker than me, blacker than you. All right, black, black. But why did they teach you this? Because they don't want us to come into our true nationality. They don't want to know who we really are. So let me ask you one question. Do you believe everyone equal to each other in the eyes of God? I know you don't believe in the Bible, but you believe everyone equal to each other, right? All right. I used to think that too, brother. Once I have the chosen people, right? You read this one. Deuteronomy 7 and 6. All right. For thou art an holy people to the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Most High has the chosen people that are above everyone else in the earth. Alright? So what I'm out here to prove to you is that you are the chosen people that are above everyone in the earth. Alright? You come out of these 12 tribes of Israel. You ever heard of Israelites in the Bible? The same people Moses parted the Red Sea for. Your forefathers are those same people. Alright? Those godly chosen people. Alright, you're not a normal person. You're not what everyone else calls you. You're not a nigga. Alright, you're an Israelite according to the Bible. Alright? And these other nations, they have names too. And you won't find black, white, none of that in the Bible. They have an actual name, nationality and a name for it. Your nationality is Israelite.
Yeah, that's like
yeah, I know, man.
I be doing, I study, man, like every day. I study the nation, you know what I mean?
Alright, let me get one last scripture to you. One last one. I'm out here to prove to you, like I said, that you are those Israelites. Oh yeah, bro. I ain't had no normal Christianity message up here, that fake shit. Listen, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. So the Most High said he's gonna bring us into Egypt again. Now Egypt represents slavery in the Bible. It's like I told you, we got saved out of Egypt by Moses when we parted in the Red Sea. Now just to prove it to you real quick. Then beware, this is Deuteronomy 6 and 12. Then beware, lest thou forget the Lord which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So Egypt represents the house of bondage. Now what's another word for bondage? Slavery, right? Okay, so he said, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. We're going to go into slavery again. Now listen to this. This is how you know it's you, all right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, slavery again, with ships. So we're going to go into slavery with ships. The real God's chosen people, not those fake Jewish people up there in Israel claim they're Jews right now. According to the Bible, you are those real Jews. The real Jews aren't the richest people on earth. The real Jews don't have money. The real Jews don't even know who they are. Alright? So, by the way whereof I speculative, thou shalt see it no more again. We're not going to see our homeland Israel no more again. So how can those people up there in Israel be the Israelites if they in the land? Alright? And there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, slave man and slave woman, and no man shall buy you, which means nobody's going to redeem us out of that slavery. We're still in America today. So, like I was telling you, man, you are those people that are above all people. These are the same people that went through these curses. Only you went through these curses. Only our people went through these curses. Alright? And you might be like, why did the Most High create all these other people? You guys chosen people, right? Why did you create all these other people? I know you gotta go, but I got it. Alright, my YouTube channel right on the top, man. A lot more bread. You got it with Brother B&A. I don't know who that is. You don't know who Brother B&A? Yeah, he an Israelite.
No, he's the nation. Did anybody in the nation?
Which one? Islam? Not really, brother. Because, like I say, those are also, I know they have a lot of things that appeal to us, right? But that's still not the actual truth. Because Farrakhan himself, he's told you that we're the Israelites of the Bible. You can look that up. I'm telling you right now. Farrakhan knows we're the Israelites, and he knows what's coming to these people who put us in slavery. They're gonna have to pay for what they did. That's God's chosen people. So I'm not playing about this. They get the water. This is their deal. They get their nice life.
They got that.
Exactly. We have to celebrate their days like 9/11 and shit like that. But what about our people that got killed? What about all our people that got killed, and raped, and got murdered? We don't have no day for that, but they gonna give us one day, Black History Month. All that bullshit, man. Like I told you, man. That's what they want us to think who he is, man. But I understand you gotta go, brother. I'm just enlightening who he actually is. I know that.
Oh yeah, I most definitely appreciate it.
Oh yeah, man. So like, you look up Hebrew Israelites and look at my YouTube channel right there, man.
Okay, I'm gonna check you out for it. All right, you say, man.
YouTube. How y'all doing? I got 1 second for me.
I read now, y'all read up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Y'all believe in the Bible?
Oh, yeah, we saved and everything like that too.
Can't be saved to the end, brother. What's your nationality?
Non-denominational.
I'm not that. What's your actual nationality? Not religion. Black. You know that's a color in the crayon box, right? How could you be black? Give me. You got 1 second, brother? You got 1 second?
Well,
Let me ask you a question. What's your nationality, brother?
it ain't nigga.
It ain't. They call you black, right, though? African American.
No, man, I'm good. I'm right.
All right, but
I tell you what. I tell you one thing we're gonna do though.
But
Hey, one thing we're gonna do. Give me some literature. Give me your hand.
oh yeah, I want you to know you God's chosen people according to the Bible. All right, you ain't no nigga. You ain't these normal people that
Hey,
they
man.
call you. You
Know
guys.
something? You're right. I know that.
You guys chosen people.
You know,
Christ don't look nothing
okay.
like that white man that getting pushed out right there. You don't look nothing like that right there. You see the betrayal man right there?
Hey, man. I mean, that's the Bible, right?
Yeah, that's the real Bible. This is King James version. But what they won't tell you out of the King James version, I know, is what they don't understand. This whole Bible is for you and your people. All right, you are those. You ever heard of Moses? When you parted the Red Sea. You are those same people that the Most High parted those Red Sea for. All right, you are the Israelite according to the Bible. You ain't no nigga. You ain't no African American.
The reason why I said that,
I'm listening.
let you know I know that.
All right, you gotta do more than know though. What you gotta do when you know?
Well, I gotta represent, man.
You gotta keep the laws, statutes, and commandments too.
I know it, bro.
All right, brother. You like I said,
I like your ministry.
Oh,
and it is a ministry.
It ain't a ministry. You can call it a ministry, but I don't associate with Christianity. Know that. I'm not a. You won't find the word Christianity nowhere in the Bible. Feel me?
I don't mean no harm, but I'm a Christian.
Yeah. You're a follower of Christ. I'm all good for being a follower of Christ, but a Christianity is nowhere in this Bible. All right.
I gotta go.
All right, man. Like I said, take a look at that.
Okay.
All right. Check out my YouTube channel, man. You're a Hebrew Israelite according to the Bible, man. All right. 1 second. You believe in the Bible?
Yeah, I ain't never read it.
You believe in that man right there? Right here? It's supposed to be Christ, ain't it?
The devil on it?
Yeah, I put the devil on it. You know what the devil means?
Yeah.
Deceiver. Alright, so that's the deceiving image of Christ. You wanna know what Christ is?
I grew up in hate colors.
You grew up in where?
Hate colors.
Oh, you watch Hidden Colors, right?
Yeah.
You be Hidden Colors, like
Yeah, I know all this stuff is. I want to not
Hidden Colors, they get it all the way. Let me ask you this. You think yourself equal to everyone else?
we all the same.
You all the same, right?
Life is the same in truth.
Alright. Give me a little time. Alright?
I mean, I'll do it from the Bible, man. I'm about to
Alright. Give me 1 second. You gonna give me one scripture? Give me one scripture.
Nah, I ain't never even read it, man. I wouldn't even front on the Bible.
I understand, but I'm saying you saying it's the same, so let me get you one scripture. For thou art not equal to the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Most High has a chosen people that are above everyone else. Alright? And little do you know it is your people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Our people are the only ones who went through these curses. You give me a little time, I'll break it down for you. That's what I'm saying. Deuteronomy 28th chapter, alright? Alright, this our forefathers refused to listen to God, and this is what happened to them, alright? But it shall come to pass that thou wilt not hearken to the voice of Deuteronomy 28:15, the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So our forefathers didn't listen to the Most High God, so these curses came upon them and overtook them. Alright, I'm going to read these curses for you, alright? This is Deuteronomy 28:46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder and upon thy seed forever. So this is going to be the sign to let you know who is God's chosen people that you've already in Deuteronomy 7:6 that are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Alright? Deuteronomy 28:68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, what do you know a little bit about the Bible?
I ain't never read it.
Do you know the story about Moses, how he parted the Red Sea? For the,
I wouldn't even study on the Bible.
Alright, but like I was saying, Moses parted the Red Sea for Israelites, and your forefathers were those Israelites that Moses parted the Red Sea for. Alright? So he rescued us out of Egypt. When we was in Egypt, we was in slavery. So when the Most High saying he's gonna bring us back into Egypt, he's saying he's gonna bring us back into slavery. Alright? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. We're gonna go back into slavery again with ships listen to that. We're going back into slavery with ships, God's chosen people, all right? All right? By the way, we're about to speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We're not going to see Israel, our homeland, no more again. So when people up there in Israel right now claiming themselves to be the real Jews, they're not the real Jews. That's why they call it Jewish. If I was to call you childish, am I saying you a child? No, I'm saying you acting like a child, right? The same way they Jewish, they acting like the Jews. They're taking your identity. All right? So here we go. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. All right? With ships, by the way, wherever I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there you should be sold to your enemies. You're going to be sold into our enemies. We're going to come into slavery on ships. All right? For bond men and bond women. All right? So we're going to be slave men and slave women. All right? And no man shall buy you, which means nobody's going to redeem us out of this slavery. We're still here in America today. All right? So what I'm out here to tell you is that you're not the same as everyone else. You guys chosen people according to the Bible. All right? You so-called African American, you're not African American. You know, there's two white men, right? Scipio Africanus is where they named Africa after the Roman general, and America's named after Amerigo Vespucci, an Italian explorer. So you can't be African American. Before they was calling you African American, they was calling you Afro American. Before that, they was calling you colored. Before that, they was calling you Negro. And before that, they was calling you straight niggas. All right, so you have to understand that you're none of these things. You ain't black. That's a color in the crayon box. All right, you're actual God's chosen people according to the Bible. And it's, the preachers won't tell you this. Is what I'm trying to tell you. The preachers ain't gonna tell you the truth that I'm telling you because they in on it, man. They in on the money. They more want to get more people than tell people the truth. All right, I'm gonna give you this flyer right here. I'm gonna give you the real description of Christ real quick for you to read. This is Revelations 1:1. This is the revelation of Jesus Christ. This is the revealing of Jesus Christ, okay? His head, this is Revelation 1:14. This is the description of Christ. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So he had woolly hair. You know when we grow an afro out, right? It's woolly hair. He had woolly hair, right? Okay? His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. And his eyes was a flame of fire. Christ drunk wine. All right, he didn't get drunk on wine, but he drank it moderately, all right? Now listen to this, they say the Bible don't go into color, okay? And his feet like unto fine brass. Now what color is fine brass?
Brown.
Brown, right? Brownish goldish, right? Now listen to this. His feet like unto fine brass as if they burned in the furnace. So you take that brownish goldish and then burn it in the furnace, what color is it gonna be?
Black.
Black. Blacker than me, blacker than you, black. But you might be like, why did they have that image right there? That's why you see I got the devil horns
There's
on.
an image for a picture of the
For them. That's what it is for them. They want to be. That's the same picture they showed to our ancestors, saying, "Look here, boy. This is your Christ. I'm your God." That's what they want us to think. But the book tells you what Christ really looked like, and the book tells you who Christ's chosen people was. All right. And we're going through these curses because we didn't listen to the Most High God. All right. And there's it is more curses that we have that came upon us, man. All right. I'm gonna read them out for you. I know you gotta go. But here we go. This is Deuteronomy 28:46. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. If you want something, what nation of people you gotta go to get it? If you want some food, you want some water, you want some clothes, who you gotta go to get it? What nation of people? I'm saying, what nation of people you gotta go to? Who owns all these businesses? What nation of people?
Majority white people.
Exactly. And even so-called black-owned businesses, they're not in the back knitting them clothes. They get their clothes from the factories in front of warehouses. And who owns the factories and the warehouses? You already know, all right? So we're gonna keep reading the curses. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed you. So the Most High said they're gonna put a yoke of iron upon our neck until they destroy us. You come look over here, we had a yoke of iron upon our neck when we was in slavery, man. You seen any pictures of slavery, you know that we had a yoke of iron upon our neck. All right, so we're talking about our people. We the only one that came in on slavery on ships. We the only one that these curses apply to. It don't apply to them Jewish people up there in Israel right now saying they're the Jews. All right? Here we go. I know you got to go, man. And the Lord shall send a nation against thee from afar. From the end of the earth as swift as the eagle flyeth. A nation whose tongue I shall not understand. So our national tongue was Hebrew before we came over here. All right? So he said he shall send a nation from us from afar. At the end of the earth as swift as the eagle. When you look on the back of your dollar, what's on the back of the dollar? You know, it's got the triangle, and then it's got an eagle.
Oh, I know you're talking about the top of the pyramid.
Exactly. It's got a triangle, it got the pyramid, then it got an eagle on it. So he's saying the nation gonna come as swift as an eagle. So he's like, you know who these people are. Rome, they symbol was eagle. Another white man symbolized this. Germany, you know, Hitler, his symbol was eagle. That's what they always use. You let you know who these people are that's gonna come against our people and destroy us, all right? And we're gonna keep reading, all right? A nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person that's like old, nor show favor to the young, man. They didn't care about people was old. They didn't care about people was young. They fed our babies to alligators, right there. You see that? Fed our babies to alligators, man. That's why they call us gator babies, all right? That's why they call us monkeys, because you know what they did? They hung us from trees, all right, and killed us. That's what they did. So that's why they call us monkeys.
I'm not gonna hold you up, man.
But
All right, man.
you gotta go. But like I said, man, you guys chosen people according to the Bible. You're not a normal person, man. Read that flyer. I'm on YouTube, man.
I don't think that is like.
How y'all doing? Y'all believe in the Bible?
We actually work at a church.
Y'all work at a church? I got a second for me? I got a second.
What you got?
Y'all work at a church, right?
Yeah.
Y'all believe in this Christ right here?
You.
Y'all do believe in that Christ? Y'all want to know why I got devil horns on?
Oh no. Well, what are you talking? I don't know what you got.
Y'all believe in that Christ right here? This Christ right here.
No, I don't know what you're talking about there.
The reason I got the horns on them is because it's a deceiver. That's not what Christ actually looked like. Y'all want me to read out the Bible what he actually looked like?
Yeah.
I'm gonna read out. Well, y'all running away. The wicked flee when no man pursue them. You fleeing, man. These damn devils flee, man. They don't want to hear the word of God. Come on, man. Believe in the Bible? You believe in the Bible?
Read the Bible?
You believe in the Bible?
I absolutely do.
Alright, you believe in that Christ right there? Without the horns on it? Without the horns, you believe in that Christ right there? Above?
Oh, I know.
The reason I got the horns on it is because devil, what is the word devil?
What's the word devil?
Yeah. It's a deceiver. That's what it is. And it's the deceiving image of Christ. You want to know what Christ really looks like according to the Bible?
Sure.
Alright, we'll go to Revelation 1 and 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ. What is the word revelation? Textual.
Probably a vision from God and understanding from God.
Yeah, I can understand where you get that from. But the actual textual word, what revelations mean, is the revealing. Alright, so the revealing of Jesus Christ. This is the revealing of Jesus Christ. This is what Christ looks like. This is everything about what Christ looks like. Alright? So Revelation 1 and 13. In the midst of 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. Christ is that Son of Man. Clothed with a garment down to the foot. So he had a garment clothed down to the foot. Alright? A girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So he had a golden girdle on, okay? His head and his hairs were white like wool. So you ever seen sheep? You know what type of texture that is? Woolly hair. You think that's the same type of texture right there? No, right? Alright. So, and then they say, they don't go on the color, right? That's what everyone's told you, right? We don't know what Christ looks like.
What's
Right? So we're gonna go into the color. It goes into it. This is all in the Bible. Alright? His hairs are white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were the flame of fire. So Christ drank wine. He didn't get drunk on the wine, but he drank wine moderately. Okay? So if you know about drinking wine, the outsides of your eyes turn red. It's like drink wine. Alright? So in his feet like unto fine brass. Now this is the actual color of it. His feet like unto fine brass. What color is fine brass? Yeah, like a goldish brown. I'll get it to you, like a goldish, you know, like
shiny.
Yeah, but a little bit of brown in it. But either way, if you want to say it's gold, here we go. His feet like unto fine brass is if they burned in the furnace. So you take that fine brass, all right, and you burn it in the furnace. What color is it gonna be? If you burn anything, what color is it gonna be?
Black.
Black, right? So that's why I have the devil horns. As soon as people see these devil horns, they run from it, man. They don't give me a chance to understand, for me to tell them why I got those devil horns. All right? So this is a picture more like Christ. I'm not gonna say this is exactly how Christ looks, but according to the Bible, that's a more accurate depiction, right? So, like I said, why do you think that they put that image out there like that?
I didn't know that we did this time.
Big time.
And,
You know that's an actual man, right?
yeah, I think that.
His name is Caesar Borgia.
Okay.
All right, you got Netflix.
Oh no.
If you do Netflix, I think you can look at it on YouTube too. It's a series called The Borgias. All right, it's called the original Qam family. All right, Caesar Borgia is the one who they called Christ, the one that made Christ. He actually had incest with his sister. All right, and he actually killed his sister's wife. I mean, his sister's husband. My bad.
Okay.
He killed his sister's husband just to be with her. All right, so that's the man they portray as the holy man of Christ. That make him holy. But that's not what Christ looks
Well,
like.
even, I felt convicted because when the Ten Commandments says don't make a graven imagery, don't even represent things. It's almost like anybody has like a picture of that in their house or something. Like, how do you even...
Exactly, and it's nowhere according to the scriptures. If you're gonna have a picture, I don't have this picture in my house. I don't even boast that picture. But if you're gonna have a picture, at least make it biblical. You know what I'm saying? At least make it something that looks biblical. And then you have to state, like I stated to you, that at the end of the day, that's not 100% Christ. That's not 100% Christ.
Sure.
But that's a more biblical description.
I'm trying to give it to you. You know what's funny? Well, God doesn't want us to worship something like a picture. We're so prone to.
I understand what you're saying.
You have a picture, you're going to probably pray to it.
Exactly. I understand what you're doing. But do you think it matters what color he is? Do you think it matters in anything?
To a degree. Not like, I think it could. I mean, well, if you prove it to me, it looks like that. There's so much segregation, so much division, so much hatred, so much black and white.
We'll go to John.
It's like, God, I really...
No, you did. I understand what you're saying. But we're going to go to John 7:38, all right?
Okay.
This is what the Most High says. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, and I just read you what the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So you have to believe on him as the scripture has said. Right. You can't just be having these vain thoughts of what, like you say, they bow down to that picture. I have people who come in, they see I got devil horns on it. You got a picture of the true Christ like that with devil horns on it? They wouldn't let me even read the Bible. And I can show you that the Bible is not, because they don't believe in the Bible. People don't. People believe in their heart. Exactly. And do you know when they changed that?
I don't know exactly.
You went to school, right?
Oh yeah.
You remember the Renaissance era, the Enlightenment era?
Yeah, I don't know the years.
Yeah, but I don't even know that. But like I said, those are when they came and changed the faces of all the saints. All the saints. Like when you let me ask you a question. When you watch a movie about Christ, what color is it? Every single time. What color are the disciples? What color are exactly, man. But like I'm gonna read this for you. Look, because you know it's biblical. The Most High knew this was gonna happen. All right, He knew what they was gonna do. You know this is a book of prophecy. So we're gonna go to Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. So the wicked people of this world covered the faces of the judges thereof.
Well, I'm sure the devil. He's called the God of this world.
I mean, look,
he's going to do everything he can to just confuse.
And
just, if Jesus was black, he's going to try to make him
most
white
people
or
don't,
whatever.
like I say, most people, they don't want to serve a black Christ. But like I'll be straight up with you. If Christ was white, I would serve a white Christ. But because Christ is not white, and I go in the Bible and says he's not white, most people, like I said, we live in South Carolina. You know how it is down here. So if it's not what they've been thinking it is, they immediately banish it. Say, it's not you. You're speaking evil. You're Satan. You're the devil. Right. But they're the ones that are the devils because the word devil means deceive. They're deceived people to think Christ looks like that. Like I said.
Well, that's
you might you think about it. Why don't you see an Asian Christ? All right. Why don't you see a
even in Asia, they have Asian Christ.
But like, why don't you see them like mainstream? You don't see them.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
To shoot you straight, I think like I've been more convinced that. Well, where did he come from?
Exactly.
Around Israel and all that, all very
Africa is Israel and Africa, as you know, right? So
it's just north of that.
Yeah, but it's still part of Africa geography. All right. So if you go back to let me ask you a question. Do you think let's use America?
I'm sure he could get a tan on.
Exactly. You have to walk in Israel, hot sun all day. You know how hot it is in Israel? People don't even know that, man. And do you know the people, let me ask you a question, do you think the people that are in Israel right now, do you think they're the real Jews in the Bible? Do you think they're the real Jews? Do you think they're the real Jews?
Well, probably not.
Probably not. Because like you said, if they were in Israel all the time, they would not be looking like that. You know what I'm saying? They would be dark.
Right.
Like I say, no offense, but you gotta have SPF just to go to the beach. Imagine living in a hot Israel baking pan. Like I said, But it's biblical that the Most High says that those people aren't the real Jews that are in Israel.
What's your name?
I'm Brother Ray J. All right?
Brother Ray J.
Brother Ray J.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to go to Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. He says the real Jews are going through tribulation and poverty. They're not the richest people on earth. As you know, the Jewish people are the richest people on earth nowadays. They're literally the richest people. They run the world pretty much. These movies that you see, they're funded by Jewish people.
Okay.
All right. So anything of a lot of money, the Jewish people have their hands in it. All right. So he says, I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. The real Jews are in poverty right now. They're not rich, okay? And I know the blasphemy of them who say they are the Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. He says the Jewish people right up now, claiming that they're Jews in Israel, are the synagogue of Satan.
Oh yeah. Many of them, I believe, are they've rejected Christ.
Yeah.
And they're actually waiting on the Antichrist. They're waiting on a messianic figure.
Exactly.
You know that many religions in the world are right now? And most, even Islam, even a lot of Sikhs, a lot of these religions are waiting on a savior. They're waiting on a savior type. That is the Antichrist.
Exactly. See, what I teach, I'm not a religion, first of all.
Sure.
You ever heard of the Israelites in the Bible? The true Israelites? You understand what I'm saying? Where they get the word, do you know where they get the word Jew from?
No.
Alright, they get the word Jew from the tribe of Judah. Alright, the first tribe out of the 12 tribes of Israel. Alright, so that's where you get the word Jew from. Alright, it's Judah. Alright, so like I'm saying, if you look at the word Judah and you know, they'll tell you that's where they get the word Judah from. So if you're not from that tribe, specifically Judah, or they include Benjamin and Levi sometimes, you cannot be called a Jew. Alright? Okay. But just like, let me put it this way. If I was to call you childish, am I calling you an actual child?
Not necessarily.
Saying you're acting like a child, right? So that's the same thing when I'm calling them Jewish. They call Jewish. They're acting like the Jews. It's common. It ain't hard. If you were the real Jews, you would call yourself a Jew, right? You would call yourself Jewish.
Well, you know, like, we speak English.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but you gotta look at that. It's sort of acting like English. It's sort of, I can understand. But what it's saying is like the language we speak is acting like the original English. So like I say, when you go to Ish, the Ish means pertaining to the actual
Old English. We wouldn't even understand.
Exactly. So like I said, we have a language that acts like English, acts like the old English. All right. But
Brother Ray J. How long you been out here?
For some hours, man. For some hours.
How did you come out here for?
I'm usually. You ever been to Anderson, South Carolina?
No.
It's not far from down here. It's like
I moved here 6 months ago.
it's like an exit, 2 exits down. Yeah,
That's it.
I usually preach down there, but I can't. Spirit had me out here today.
And nobody, you're just by yourself?
No, yeah, I'm by myself.
I mean, you're with the Lord, or I'm with the Lord.
Yeah, of course.
But he sent them out 2 by 2. And I have a heart kind of like yours. I just designed some t-shirts and on the way from on Amazon. Amazon's got this merch. It's called Merch by Amazon. You can design t-shirts. And if they approve them, then you can order them from them. And if anybody else orders them, you make a little money. And it just says real big, what do you think of Jesus Christ? And on the back, it says...
You know Jesus Christ is his real name, right?
No.
You know Christ spoke Paleo-Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
So if he spoke Paleo-Hebrew,
Yahawah.
that's what they call it. It's not even that either.
Yeah.
All right, I can go into the scripture.
Do you know the secret name of Jesus?
Yeah, but I can't let you know. Well, for me to let you know that, are you? Where's your nationality?
I'm 50% Polish.
50% Polish.
50% American white guy.
You ever does any of your lineage go back to anything else? Any of your fathers?
I don't know. My dad's side, my last name is from Gary.
Like I said, I don't know. But like I'm saying,
even I like what you're doing, and I don't know, like I don't think it's bad. I think like you're definitely pointing out some things.
Oh yeah.
And I could talk to you all day about a lot of stuff. And a lot of the stuff you're showing me, I'll receive it. But I kind of agree with it. But the vast majority, what are they on here doing? They're going to get wrong. They're going to eat something. They're not sweating this stuff.
Yeah, but I'm out here for my people. This is the thing.
Yeah,
I'm out
for
here
me.
for my. Well, like I said,
Maybe, hopefully.
let me ask you this: do you think everyone's equal in the eyes of God? Do you think everyone's equal? All right, so yeah, I used to think that too, right? But like I said, you have to read the Bible, just like with Christianity. I mean, just like with Christ.
I mean, there's things that's deep questions.
I mean, but it's deep to an extent until you look in the Bible. Let's go to Deuteronomy 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Most High has certain people that are above all people that are on the face of the earth. This is the King James Bible. I ain't pulling no tricks on you. Sure. This is the Bible everyone believes in. So,
so not everybody.
Well, like this is the most untouched Bible. It comes from the Greek Septuagint.
I read the NEV, which is actually King James, but in modern English. It's not modern English.
Yeah. See, I understand what you're saying. I'll read the 1611 King James Bible. All right, you understand the difference between the 1611 and the regular Bible?
I know that there aren't missing verses.
But it's even more than missing verses. It's missing books. All right. You ever heard of the Apocrypha?
Yeah.
All right. The Apocrypha is actually no. The Catholic Church took it out of the Bible. All right. Okay. So, like I say, this is the 1611 Bible. All right. Okay. So in 1611, like I told you, the Enlightenment era, the Renaissance era, all that happened, and they took these books out of their Bible. So if you go back to 1611, you have 14 books that were taken out of the Bible.
Oh, at that point?
At that point, yeah. Which in 1611. Well, it was.
Okay. So it's in 1610.
Well, the 16.
You could find
No. Let me correct that. 1611 was the last Bible with these 14 books in it. After that, they started producing.
So they are in there.
Yeah, there's 14 books.
What are their names?
You got.
Maccabees or what?
You know something, then, man. Stop playing games with me, man.
Well, you know.
Like
what is that? Like teachings of purgatory?
No. Okay. No. Like I said, though, man. It's
tell me.
How do I get?
I'm gonna read this for you. Alright? Like I just read to you, God has chosen people. Alright? So I'm gonna read this for you. This is Romans 9:3. Alright? This is Paul speaking. Alright? For I can wish that myself were accursed from Christ, for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. So he said, you just can't believe in Christ, man. No one can just believe in Christ. All right, let me put it this way. If I
How did you get that from
I'm finna continue reading it. You're gonna see it. If I gave you a letter, right? Would you go then and publish that letter to the whole world and say it was meant for everyone?
Well, it depends upon the letter.
I mean, if I had a letter that said specifically to you, all right, would you go and take that letter and publicize it to the whole world and be like, it was for you and for you and for you and for you? All right, but that's the same thing they did with the Bible. You took a small story that was in Israel, all right, and they applied it to the whole world. All right, like I said, you got Asians that believe that's what they say. But let me read this for you, because I know you just said, how did you get that out of that verse? All right.
Yeah.
For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brother and my kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites. So Israelites are his brethren, his kinsmen according to the flesh. So you know a lot of people try to say Paul was talking to the Gentiles, right? You ever heard of that? Gentiles, people who weren't Israelites. Okay, so like I said though, man, the Israelites are the people according to the flesh that Paul was talking to. So they try to say Romans is one of those where he was talking to the Gentiles, but he's saying they're actually Israelites. All right, people have to understand, if you're outside of Israel, they call you a Gentile. All right, if you're anywhere outside of Israel, no matter where your bloodline goes back to, they call you a Gentile because you practice Gentile things. You practice Gentile worldly things. All right, you practice their holidays, their things. All right, so here we go. Who are Israelites? Now listen to this. To whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant and the giving of the law. Israelites were the only ones given the law. As you know, Moses got the law. All right? In the covenants, in the giving of the law, in the service of God. Israelites are the only ones that can have service of God, according to the Bible. All right? And listen to this. In the promises, in whom are the fathers, and of whom concerning the flesh, Christ came. So Christ only came for the Israelites. All right? So it's like, you want me to prove it with another? So you probably thought Christ died for everyone, right?
Well, that's debatable as far as he died for the sins of all.
Yeah.
Accepted them.
Right.
So it's kind of like getting maybe into the doctrine of election.
You tell me what this means. This is Christ speaking.
Sure.
All right. But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ said, don't you think for a second I was sent for anyone else but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right. So like I just said, I read to Romans at the end of the Bible, and it's saying the same thing. Those whom concerning the flesh Christ came for. So what do you? To be able to say this isn't the truth, you have to prove it with another scripture. And as we know, the scriptures don't contradict themselves, right? So the Most High God is saying that Israelites are the only one that pertain to the adoption, the glory, the giving of the law, the service of God. Then what? It's for everyone now.
I think that there's. I feel like I remember reading something about equating anyone who's really a believer as an Israelite. By spirit or something?
You gotta find that verse.
What faith were you brought up with?
I was brought up as a Catholic.
Roman Catholic?
I was fully trained as an atheist.
Oh man.
And then God made me a Christian.
Oh man.
About 8 years ago. I used to do drugs, doing that, and then reading the Bible fully. Not the Bible, but I believe God gave me the Spirit. Fuller things.
I guess so. It's like you said, what's that spirit you got?
The Holy Spirit?
Yeah, what's the
Spirit of Christ, the Spirit of God.
Where'd you get that from? Alright, do you keep the laws?
Try. Which laws? The Ten Commandments?
You know it's way more than 10 commandments, right?
Oh, sure.
It's 613 of
Did you
them.
fucking about goddamn Leviticus? No, not Leviticus. Wait, yeah, that's the book of all the laws, right? For
Yeah.
keeping kosher and nonsense?
Yeah, and you
That's
got
Leviticus?
You gotta keep it. Did you say you don't have to keep those laws?
Fuck that shit. That is a million goddamn laws.
You wanna hear what Christ said about keeping the laws?
What Chris said about keeping the laws?
Alright, we're gonna go to it. He said, this is Matthew 5:17. He said, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. He said, don't you think for a second that I came to destroy all the laws that was before you, the so-called Levitical law. You said, oh shit, there's so much of them. He's saying, don't you think that I came to destroy those laws? All right. So he said, think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass. Has heaven and earth passed? No. Back here. One joke or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Has everything been fulfilled? Has Christ came back yet?
Not yet. Not as far as I can tell.
So you got to keep the law.
Do you keep the law?
Yes.
Who is Jesus?
What do you mean? Who's Jesus?
Whatever name you attribute to Christ, the Messiah.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
What do you mean? Savior. My Savior. Israel's Savior.
Is he God?
No.
He is God.
Oh.
So
you coming with that Catholic
That's
church?
not Catholic. I don't believe it.
All right.
I totally rejected the Catholic.
So you saying God and
I
Christ
will
is the
show
same
you in
thing?
the gospel over and over again.
All right.
Jesus says, yeah, I'm God.
Wait, I want to jump in real quick. What faith are you preaching right now?
Actually, there's no, like I just was reading him before you came up. There's no faith. It's a bloodline. Are you familiar with the Israelites?
Yes.
All right.
So the 12 tribes.
Yeah, the 12 tribes.
Okay,
of Israel.
okay.
So according to the Bible, my people will be considered the 12 tribes of Israel. Like,
Sure.
What is your nationality?
White. Of some European denomination. But, I'm in no way inconsiderate.
All right. So like I said, though, like I just read to you that Christ, that he said that only Israelites can pertain the adoption and glory, the giving of the law and the service of God. Mm-hmm. So like I said, do you think that you can, if you're not an Israelite, that you can return the service of God?
See, I have a whole bunch of other issues with a God that would be so petty as to say, oh, you are not of my favorite bloodline. You're being damned for all hell.
All right, okay, I understand that. I can understand that, but listen to this. At the same Bible, I really could understand that. I ain't gonna lie. This is Joel 2:27. This is Joel 2:27. Sure. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. So he's saying he is the Lord our God, and none else. And that's what I'm reading out of Joel 2:27, the Bible. No, man. I don't.
This is just scripture.
No, man. No,
All it
man.
simply says is Christ Jesus came to the world to save sinners.
Save sinners. He came to save Israel. He just said
God so loved the world.
Oh, he gonna bring that out.
He gave his only
He wanna bring that out.
That whoever believes in him should not
I got you.
perish. but
I understand that. Yeah, we're finna break that down. All right.
Jesus not. It is not only to believe that he exists, but to trust in him.
Right.
Have you kept the
All
law?
right. Listen. Let me,
Have you kept the
before
law
you go into
perfectly?
that, we're gonna go into the law. We gotta do one thing at a time. You said you brought John 3:16 out, right? So you understand this book was translated from Hebrew and then into Greek, right?
Okay.
What translation?
Listen. This is the King
Using
James version.
The King James.
All right.
Okay.
Do you understand that in Greek the world means a society of people?
Okay.
So, and I'm gonna prove it to you. We're gonna read John 3:16. Hold on.
I asked you a
give me
simple
time.
question earlier. Do you think?
Listen, give me time.
So,
to understand. You gonna
is
give me
there
time to
hope for
explain? Let me get time to explain. I'm gonna show you. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believe in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So we're gonna go to the world first. I'm gonna show you that the Most High has different worlds, which means a society of people. And I'm gonna show you out of the scriptures. I'm not just gonna make it up. All right. This is Hebrews 1:1. All right, God, who at sundry times and in divers manners spake in times past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds with an X. So he made the worlds. So he made different societies of people, like I'm telling you. So if that's the case that he made the worlds,
The words is not talking about planets.
no, he's not talking about planets. Like I said, he's talking about society of people. Like, he's not talking about another planet. He's talking about societies of people. Because, like I say, in Greek, the world means a
But where it
society of
says,
people.
you know, he died.
I'm
God
gonna.
so loved the world.
All right.
Lowercase w.
All right.
That if it were uppercase w, you know, saying the world would imply, okay, maybe it's a group of people.
All right.
But God created everyone.
Listen, I'm gonna break that down
Do
to
you
you too.
believe in
Listen,
creator?
let me break down and finish breaking John 3:16. We're gonna get on that, and then we're gonna get on what you said before that. This is Isaiah 45:17. This is the world in John 3:16 that the Most High was talking about. All right. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Israel is the only one that can be saved in the scriptures. All right. Ye shall know. Listen. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded. World without end. That's the world in John 3:16 that the Most High is talking about, because as I just showed you, he made many worlds, many societies of people. All right? So you got to understand that. Now, what's your next question?
Are you an Israelite?
Yes, I'm an Israelite.
How are
You want me to prove it to you?
Sure.
You want me to prove it to you? All right, I'm going to prove it to you.
Can I jump in real quick?
I'm listening.
All right, so this whole white Jesus bullshit is bullshit. White
Yeah.
Jesus is bullshit.
Yeah, before
I agree
you-
with you 1,000%.
Before you
White
came
Jesus
up.
is bullshit. Here's my thing. Okay,
Do you want, before you say that, do you want to hear the real description of Jesus, what he actually looks like?
not right now.
All right.
What I would like though, so you have said you're one of the 12 tribes. That's
Yeah.
cool. I'm not going to ask you for background on that.
No, I
Here's
want to
my
give
thing.
you background. I want to prove it to you.
I
I'm
am
gonna prove it to
not
you
of the
everything
12 tribes.
else. All right, well.
I'm damned, right? As far as what you've been
I
saying,
didn't
I'm
say
damned.
you listen to the Bible.
Okay, but that
Don't
book,
say I said anything.
all right, I'm
I
not
read
going to
from
say
the
you said
Bible,
it. That book says I'm damned.
according to the Bible. You
Okay.
believe in the Bible?
Not particularly, but
Okay, so it don't matter then, because you don't think
but-
it's real.
all right. Here's what I want to ask you then. You believe in that book, yes?
Yes.
All right. You believe in that book. You're one of the 12 tribes.
Yes.
What is the purpose of you speaking to people that are not members of those 12
I'll show you.
tribes?
All right, say loud. Say, I got you. Good question. Good question. I like questions like that. All right. I like questions like
I've come to terms with the fact that I am damned.
All right, but listen to this. This is Isaiah 58:1. This is why I'm out here telling you these things. This is why I'm out here telling you, regardless if you're the children of Israel or not, because the Most High tells me to. He
Sure.
says, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sin. So I'm crying aloud, and I'm sparing not. I don't care if you're an Israelite. I don't care if you're not an Israelite. I'm showing you the true word of God, what he's actually telling you. you can't just take, like he's saying, he want to take the world and not break it down. You have to break down this world. Like I told you, you have to understand that this book was translated from the Greek Septuagint, the Masoretic text, and the Dead Sea Scrolls. So you have to understand that you have multiple translations, and you have to break down what those words meant before they were translated in English. So that's why you can even, when you was in school, did you get into Zeus and all that nonsense?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, if you go into Zeus, they would tell you the word world is a society of people. If y'all, I don't know if y'all learned that, but I showed that because they went in and broke down things. So, like I'm telling you though, the world is a society of people. But like I'm finna keep reading, because I remember I gotta answer your question. You said, "Am I an Israelite?" All right. I already read this to you, but I'm gonna read it to him. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. So the real Jews are going through tribulation and poverty. All right. But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So the ones who say they are Jews are not the real Jews. Up there in Israel, saying the real Jews, they are the synagogue of Satan out of this Bible. All right. So I'm gonna show you and prove to you I'm the real Jews. All right. But you asked. We go to Deuteronomy 28 chapter. So my forefathers refused to listen to God. All right. They refused to listen to God, and the Most High punished them. All right. This is Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So he said these curses are coming to the true Jews, the true Israelites, because we didn't listen to his word. All right, we didn't listen to his laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, so this is just one of the curses. All right, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, what does Egypt represent in the Bible? You have a little knowledge of the Bible?
Yeah.
What is it?
Slavery.
Exactly. Exactly. Slavery. Now, and I'm gonna prove it to you out of the Bible in case you don't know. All right. Then beware lest thou forget the Lord which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So, like you said, Egypt represents the house of bondage according to the Bible. There's no recording of the Israelites going back into actual Egypt. It never happened. So we're going back into slavery, a house of bondage. All right. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, slavery again, with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. So the real Israelites are going to go into slavery on ships. All right, thus saith the Lord. Now, when you hear that, what people, before I even continue reading, what people comes to mind? People going to slavery on ships.
I mean, I don't gotta say it.
All right, now listen. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. So the real Israelites aren't going to see Israel no more. But those people that are in Israel right now claim they're the Israelites.
Okay.
They claim they're the Jews. But he says you're not going to see that land anymore. All right, till he comes back. All right, now listen. And there ye should be sold unto your enemies for bond men and bond women, which is slave man and slave woman. And no man shall buy you. When you look up that word, buy means to redeem. Nobody's going to redeem us out of our slavery. No one came to save us out of slavery. We're still in America to today. All right? So, like I said, man, you wanted me to prove I was a Jew? I proved out of the Bible that my curses and my people are according to Scripture. All right? So, anything, what's another, let's get on this Holy Trinity mess you said. You said that God, you said Christ is God, right?
Absolutely.
All right, absolutely, right?
Can I just jump in real quick before you jump on?
I'm listening.
I appreciate what you're doing. I hear what you're saying. I like that you're out here. Up top?
No? All
No? All right. I enjoyed speaking with you.
right, man.
But I dig it.
Yeah, man.
Keep digging it.
All right, yeah, man. This is Deuteronomy 6:4. Here,
I ask you some
no, I'm
questions?
gonna break down.
I gotta get going.
I
pretty
understand,
soon,
I
man.
understand.
I just want to ask you.
But you said, before you answer that question, I want to break down the Trinity and how you say that God is Christ is not true. Just listen to this. This is Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. So the Most High God is one God.
One God and
What-
three distinct persons.
Where does you see that? Where's that? What scripture is that?
It's rife. It's throughout. Holy Spirit is God, God the Father, Jesus Christ.
I thought you listen. I thought
let me
you.
ask you
I thought
this.
you got out of the Catholic Church.
You said that Jesus was he's your Savior.
Listen, hold up. Let's deal with this first. I thought you got out of the Catholic Church. Would you still believe in the Trinity?
I believe in the Trinity.
All right, now let me read this. 1
Well,
Corinthians
it's,
8:6. Listen to this, all right? But to us there is but one God, the Father, to whom are all things, and we in him one Lord, Christ, by whom are all things, and we by him. So that's a separation right there. You got a
There is a
separation between Christ and the Lord. So how are they the same people?
Well, even within first chapter,
I got you. Hold up. We can get to that. Hold on. Let me read this. I got the better one for you. Ephesians 4 and 6. One God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. All right. But unto every one of us is given grace according to the measure of the gift of Christ. That's another separation. All right. Christ and God. That's another separation.
But for even Jesus to call himself the Son of God, for him to call himself even the Son of God, and for the Pharisees to say, you making yourself as God. And he says, and he does not deny it. And Jesus received worship. You know that Jesus received worship when the woman is weeping at his feet and washing his feet with her hair, and she is worshiping him. And she's breaking the alabaster jar. He does not leave. He does not turn away the worship.
All right, I hear what you're saying.
Paul turns away.
I can understand what you're saying.
Angels turn away.
Now explain this. Explain this. All right.
Jesus is worthy to be worshipped.
I hear what you're saying.
You think he's worthy to be worshipped?
Yes, because he's the Son of God. He's not God.
Is he perfect?
Listen, here we go. Is there more people in the Bible that was perfect?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think there's anybody who's perfect.
All right. You don't think there was
besides Jesus?
All right, I hear you saying that. Let's go to Job. Job 1 and 1.
Job wasn't perfect.
He wasn't perfect.
Heck
All right.
no.
And the Lord said unto Satan, this is Job 1 and 8. Hast thou considered my servant Job? There is none like him in the earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and sheweth evil. So I thought you said Job wasn't perfect.
Okay. Well, I really love Job. He's my hero. But he's not perfect like Jesus.
But this the Most High said he was perfect. Is he not perfect?
Is he the only example you got?
There's many prophets that were perfect. I could go into many more prophets. But listen, look, I don't want you to run away from that Holy Trinity mess, man. We're going to go to 1 Timothy 1, 2, and 5.
I wanted to,
listen,
have you kept the law?
Listen.
Are we live right now on
man.
Facebook?
No, we're not live. We're not live. This 1 Timothy 2 and 5. Listen, I want you to explain this. Explain this. If Christ and God are the same person, explain this.
I'm not saying they're the same person. That would be called modalism.
All right, but listen.
Are you familiar with modalism?
You said that Christ is God.
He is God. Oh, so is the Holy Spirit.
All right, now listen to this.
And God the Father.
For there is one God. All right.
Explain Elohim.
Listen.
You know that name of God? Elohim is plural.
What does Elohim mean?
It's just the name. I don't know.
What's the definition for Elohim? Power.
Okay.
All right. So the same thing when you see the definition of God in the Bible, the definition for God is power. All right. So when you say Lord thy God, it's his name, thy power. People don't understand that. But I'm gonna break. You trying to run from the Trinity myth. You're not gonna get away from it. Here, this is 1 Timothy 2 and 5. For there is one God, okay? All right? And one mediator between God and men. There is one God and one mediator between God and men, the man Christ Jesus. So if God and Christ are the same person, why are they not saying it? You said
three different.
You said Christ is God.
Well, this is. What about the transfiguration of Jesus? You know, when he actually gets baptized, the baptism of Jesus, how God the Father, Holy Spirit, and Jesus are all present. What is the Holy Spirit to you? Is the Holy Spirit?
The Holy Spirit is what you got, what you see right now. And once I got me out, I used to be in the streets, man.
Do you think the Holy Spirit is
The Holy Spirit is what has me out here in the streets. The Holy Spirit is what has me speaking the true word of God.
Spirit God? Or is it like the Spirit of God? Extension of God? What do you think?
It's another thing the Most High uses, just like Christ. It's another thing the Most High uses. You got to be very careful when we're talking about the Holy Spirit, because you know there's one sin that's not forgiven, right?
What about this thing about worshiping Jesus? Jesus received worship.
Oh, okay. Does that mean he's God? He was the Son.
It does.
Would you worship the Son of God?
Because he's sure I would. but because he's God. Even the angels did not receive worship.
I got another scripture for you.
Paul did not receive worship. He totally refused to worship. Because only God is worthy to be worshipped. There's other verses that say that.
I want to hear the verses that you got, man. Like, you can talk all day.
I don't have a Bible in front of me. You got your Bible.
Look,
I wish I was a little more versed.
All right. But I got one thing for you too. Before we get to that, you said about John 3:16 about the Most High loving the whole world. All right, so if he loves the whole world, he would pray for the whole world, right?
He is not willing that anyone should perish.
I'm saying
You ever familiar with that verse?
Listen, if he loves the whole world, he would pray for the whole world, right?
Yeah.
All right, now listen to this.
I don't know.
This is John 17:9. I pray for them, that them is Israel, Alright? I pray not for the world, period. But for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine.
Who is Jesus speaking?
This is in John.
So it's Jesus speaking.
Yes. Another Jesus speaking, but like I was telling
Well,
you.
could that be? Is that an always? I mean, you might be onto something, but is that an always statement, or is that in kind of the moment? Can we go back to that?
There is no contradiction. Like I told you.
No,
he's
I'm not
telling
saying
you-
it's a contradiction.
He's
I'm
saying-
saying that you could even talk about in this moment, I'm praying for the hostages.
Yeah, I can hear what you're saying, but
Or is he
things
saying
you're saying-
always?
like I said, you have to have scriptures to back it up. If
I'm
you see how
asking
many
you to read
precepts?
more.
You see how
I'm
many
asking you to read
precepts
more.
I've showed you?
So again?
You see how many precepts I've showed you that saying God is not there for the whole world, that He's on there for Israel? You have to have multiple precepts to back up what you're saying.
Okay,
Just like you have
well,
to have
my
multiple
thing-
precepts to back up that Christ is God. But listen to this, I have one more scripture for you. These words spake Jesus and lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour is come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son may glorify thee. So if they're the same person, why is he talking to his Father saying, glorify me so I can glorify you?
Well, the Trinity is.
It's
Not, I never said they were the same person.
No,
You
I
keep
understand.
putting that into my mouth.
But you're saying he's God.
I'm saying he is as much God as God the Father is. He's as much God as the Holy Spirit is.
No.
And they have community. They have community in and of themselves. In the beginning was, oh, get this. This is the secret name of Jesus. Did you know the secret name of Jesus? Is
The Word. I know that. Yes.
Okay. In the
So,
beginning was
Christ
the
was there.
Word.
Yeah, I know these things.
Let's go to 1 John.
We can go to all
Or
those
John.
things.
Let's go to John 1 right now,
Let me,
please.
but let me finish breaking this
Can we go to
down.
John 1?
Yeah, we can
In
go
a
to it.
second?
We can go to it. But listen, as thou hast given him my power over all flesh, that he should have eternal life to as many that hast given to him. And this is life eternal, that they might know that these are one that know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent. That's a dagger.
You know that Jesus, I think in scriptures it will show you that Jesus created the world.
Yes, Jesus and the angels created the world. I know. You're not
Okay.
telling me nothing I don't know.
Sure.
So,
But
what?
how can Jesus be? Is he just a man?
Are you no?
What is he to you?
So, well, let me get you to saying. You're saying Jesus is a God. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying he's as much God
No.
as God the Father.
He's not a much. He is a God. I will tell you that. He is a God.
What,
but
lowercase g?
the Father is above all. Like I told you, he is a God. Don't get that wrong. He is a God. All right, but the Father is above
But
him.
okay. Let's go. Can we go to John 1?
Yeah, we can go to John 1 minute. I want to see what you got to say. John 1. Here. What you got to say?
Well, even verse 1.
I already know these things, man. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. All right,
And the Word was God.
Yeah. What? This saying the Word was a Most High.
But it
is
says
God.
was.
Oh my. See, you have. All right, so
I think
like I
you know
told
what. You know what? I want to get to the real basics.
What?
I think you're really causing divisions. I think you're really focusing on things. Some of the things you're focusing on, really, I mean, it really all matters. Okay? The Word of God really matters.
Alright.
Okay? Is there any way? See how I believe it's that everybody can be saved, and it's that maybe it's that God chooses. I can't.
So you said I was coming. You said I was speaking division, right?
Yeah. I think you are
All right.
a little bit.
Did Christ speak division?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. You can't. Come on, man.
But-
you can't
But
be
are you
saying
Christ?
things, man. If the Most High is speaking for division, if I'm supposed to be
Do you
speaking
have
the Most High
love
word
for me? Do you have love for anybody out there?
Listen to this.
Good.
Listen to this. All right. Suppose ye that I come. This is Christ speaking. Suppose ye that I come to send peace on earth. All right. Do you think Christ comes to send peace on earth?
For some of us.
Now listen. Suppose ye that I come to send peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division. So Christ came for division. And I'm speaking the same thing Christ was speaking. So if Christ said he came for this division, I'm going to be speaking the same
Are you
word.
familiar with the persecuted church? You know that 80% of religious persecution, using that word loosely religious, because I know it's not
Not a religion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
All persecution that is based upon someone's faith 80% of it is directed towards Christians in the whole world. Did you know that? Are you aware of the persecuted church?
When you say Christian, are you saying Christianity? Because as a Christian,
I'm
I'm a follower of Christ.
Sure.
Don't
I'm
get me
saying
wrong, but
anybody would say the same thing.
I'm not a member of Christianity. So a lot of things that people, the name people have today, if you're a Christian, you're so-called member of Christianity, and I'm not a member of Christianity.
Oh, sure. That's somebody, religious.
Christianity is nowhere in this Bible.
Well,
You won't
Christian
find,
is
but,
the word
okay,
Christian.
No, it's a follower of Christ. You won't find, like I said, you won't find the word Christianity nowhere in this Bible. You won't find Catholic, all right?
Right.
You won't find Baptist. You'll find John the Baptist, but this, he was baptized. So, like I said, you can't say this a group of a church or anything like that. You won't find all these other names. What is the, all the Presbyterian, all that. How you doing, brother?
You're talking about denomination.
Yeah, none of that exists, man, according to the Bible. You got a second?
Well, yeah, if you go according to what it says in Romans 1, this is in Romans 1, it's in Habakkuk, I think in Habakkuk 3, it's in Hebrews 10, it's also in Galatians, but I'm not sure exactly where. It says the just shall live by faith. Now, it talks about us being, the word Christian is mentioned maybe 4 times in the Bible.
And it's a follower of Christ.
Well, Christian, yes, does mean a follower of Christ, but we're not called to be like Christ. We're called to be in Christ. Okay, it says the just shall live by faith. Well, if the just shall live by faith, how do we get more faith? Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. That's also in Romans. I think that's Romans 8. But it says, so if that's the case, then we shouldn't be asking what would Jesus do. Jesus himself said what he would do. He does what his Father
Let me ask you a
says.
question, brother. Do you think everyone's equal in the eyes of God?
Well, considering the fact that he sent Jesus to shed his blood for everybody.
For everyone?
Yes.
All right, we're going to go to Matthew. All right.
Well, wait a minute. In Matthew, did not Jesus himself, or in the Gospels, did not Jesus himself said, I came so that all the world might be saved.
Yeah,
now,
I already know.
might results in a choice, because remember.
All right, this is Jesus speaking, right?
Okay.
All right, this is Matthew 15:24.
Okay.
All right, but he answered and said, Christ answered and said, I am not sent but into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So Christ said, don't you think for a second I was sent for anyone else but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
But Jesus himself was mixed. Yeah, Jesus was mixed.
Where is that at? What scripture?
You look at his lineage.
What? The tribe of Judah?
No, look at his lineage. Yes, he was part of the tribe of Judah. But let's not forget that along in the tribe of Judah, in his lineage there was Ruth. Ruth was a Moabite. Was a Moabite woman. She was a Moabite woman. Okay, now along with this in Israel, let's also not forget that those people at that time, once you accepted who you were worshiping, you became a part of them. What's her name? Ruth. Ruth herself said, your God shall be my God. Right. Your people shall be my people, and she was a Moabite.
All right, so you went to Rome. You went to Romans, right? So I'm gonna read you Romans 9:2. And you know Romans is used for.
I gotta go.
All right, man.
It's been
nice
real.
talking to you.
God bless you.
All right, man. Listen,
God bless you.
Romans.
Grace, peace, and many blessings.
Romans. You said.
Yo, bro, man.
What's this? Here, I'll give you this.
Sure.
I'm gonna look you up, and I actually have full retreat. Yeah, God bless
you. You went to Romans, right?
Well, yeah, I know a lot of them.
But you said Romans is when he's talking to the Gentiles, right?
Paul is talking to the church in Rome.
Yeah, and they were Israelites. All right.
Many of them were Israelites, but many of them, we're talking about, if you look at that, there were people who were born as a tribe of Israel who were following the law, and then there were those who, followers of Christ, were under grace.
So let me read this.
Okay.
This is Romans 9:3. All right. For I could wish that myself were accursed of Christ, for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. So he said, my kinsmen according to the flesh.
A kinsman according
not
to the flesh.
Just believing, not just doing it. You have to be his kinsman according to the flesh. Now listen to this. I know you're gonna stop right there, but let me continue. Who are Israelites? Okay. To whom pertaineth the adoption in the glory, in the covenant, in the giving of the law, in the service of God. All right, so
in the giving of the law.
All right, so Israelites were the only ones giving the law.
They were given the law.
All right,
Okay.
and they're the only ones that can have the service of God out of the scripture. All right, and the promises. Now listen to this. I told you in Matthew.
Continue.
I told you in Matthew 15:24 that Christ only came for Israel. Now listen, whose are the fathers and of whom concerning the flesh Christ came. So Christ only came for the Israelites. All right?
But no, now wait a minute. Okay, now you said Christ only came for the Israelites. Okay, I'm going to agree with you on a different way. Okay, I'm going to agree with you from a different point. Take into consideration, where did the Israelites come from? The Israelites were from the tribe of Jacob, which came from the tribe of they were descendants of Jacob, who was a descendant of Isaac, who was a descendant of Abraham. Yeah. So this is all under this is all under Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham,
okay.
Isaac, and Jacob.
All under Abraham.
Not
so
all,
we're talking
not all
about
the Abraham fathers. His chosen seed is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Okay, no, but it's still from Abraham. Okay, so that being the case, in fact, what you're talking about is backed up in Hebrews, because in Hebrews it talks about a changing of the priesthood. A changing of the priesthood, because everybody who was following the law was under the Levitical law. The Levitical law was passed down through Israel. But when there came a changing of the law, there came a changing of the priesthood.
When was there a changing of the law?
The priest, when Jesus came, for the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus has made us free from the law of the sin and death.
He made us free from the, you said something right there.
Now,
he made us law from the sin of death. That's the sacrificial law. All right?
Yes, he made us free from the law of sin and death. It's like the law of sin and death still exists, but when you put one in effect, it supersedes the other. Just like the law of lift supersedes the law of gravity.
I'm gonna go to what you're talking about, where you saying Christ came to, what you're saying, fulfill the law.
He came to fulfill the law. Yes, but the thing of it is my point. Yeah, but the point I'm making is we are from the Abrahamic covenant, tribes of Israel through Jesus, not necessarily through Israel, because when Jesus himself shed his blood.
Listen to this, brother. Listen.
Okay.
All right. This is what Christ speaks. This is Matthew 5:17. He said, "Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets." So he said, don't you think for a second that my coming is destroying the law. So you still have to keep the law, right? I'm gonna keep reading. Like you okay. All right. I came not to destroy, but to fulfill. Christ fulfilled that sacrificial law. All right, so you don't get killed for disobeying your parents. I mean, for dishonoring your parents.
Well, you won't get stoned, but your parents will definitely kill you.
You don't get stoned for being gay no more. All right, that's the sacrificial law. So the Most High gave this came for the sacrificial law to give us a chance to be able to be saved. All right, but only Israel. But here's what I'm saying. Look, for verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, as heaven and earth pass yet.
Not yet.
All right. Verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass the law, till all be fulfilled. So has everything been fulfilled yet? Has Christ came back?
Christ has not come. Christ has not come back. But the thing of it is we're supposed to be kingdom people.
But listen, you still got to keep the law. He said.
Well, even Paul mentioned that in Romans.
So are you
Paul mentioned that in Romans. Yeah, but I still got Jesus. I still got Jesus.
So basically what you're saying, grace got you, right?
Well, grace has got me, yes, but grace is not. We live by faith. We don't live by grace. We live by faith. We don't live by grace. Remember, we have grace through faith. It's like this. People who live by grace, people who live by faith, if they fall, grace is there to catch them. People who live by grace jump.
Listen to this.
Does that make sense?
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now listen to Romans 6:1.
Okay.
Right? What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
God forbid.
God forbid.
God forbid.
You can't continue sinning thinking that grace got you, that Christ got you. So you got to keep every single one of these laws. You're keeping the 10 Commandments, right? So you got to keep all 613 of them.
Yeah, but see the thing, okay, let me ask you this. Okay, because I've heard same, you know, some of the same people from, you know, who's had some of the same stuff tell me I'm going to hell if I eat bacon. Okay.
That's the law, right?
However, let's go back into exactly what this scripture says. Romans 14:17.
I'm listening.
For the kingdom of God is not meat and drink, but righteousness, peace,
How do you
and
get
joy
that righteousness?
in the Holy
How do
Spirit.
you get that righteousness? How are you
It's
righteous?
no, but you're righteous. Well, you're righteous through the blood of Jesus. And the thing of it is, in other words, and in that whole scripture, he was talking about people. There were people at the time who were arguing back and forth. You're going to hell because you're eating this. But now, man, look, I done prayed over it. It's blessed. We have blessed it now. And in fact, some of those laws that God put into effect, those 613, how many did you say was 613? 613 laws.
Yes.
A lot of those laws were put into effect because God wanted to separate his people from people who were doing other things.
Listen,
who weren't doing
he said,
things that
think
are-
not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. What did these prophets teach? What did every single one of these prophets in the Bible teach? The law. All right? So he's saying, don't think that for my coming that the law is going to be destroyed. All right? He came to fulfill the sacrificial law. All right? And like I'm trying to tell you, you can't eat bacon. You can't eat those things. If the Most High says it's unclean to you, is it still not unclean to you?
If I prayed over it, is it still unclean?
Yeah, you pray. Listen.
If it is blessed, is it still unclean?
I hear what you're saying. Listen to this.
Okay.
Listen to this.
If
Listen
it
to
is
this.
not now, hold on for a moment. Remember, the wages of sin is death. The gift of God is eternal life.
Right.
In other words, there is still consequences for what a person does and what a person doesn't.
You said if you prayed over, it, right? Now listen
Okay.
to this.
No. Wait, now I'm getting to a point about that.
I'm listening.
getting to a point about
I'm
that.
listening.
Okay. Now, granted, I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to eat a lot of bacon. I didn't switch it over to turkey bacon, man. Just because. I mean,
It's
that's
the
just
law.
our part. No, forget the law part. That's
Forget
just
the
our
law
thing.
part.
No,
Come on,
because
man.
God never wanted us to have law. He wanted us to have sin. God never wanted us to have law. He wanted us to have sin.
Listen to this,
Because
brother.
no,
Listen to this, brother.
think about it.
You
Think
said
about
does it make it okay if you pray over the pork, right? Listen to this.
Well, yeah,
Proverbs, listen to this. Listen to this. Sirach 21:11. He that keepeth the law, all right, get it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold up. That's not what I wanted. Proverbs 28:9. I'm listening.
But think about it.
I'm listening.
Okay, if a person, forget what's in here for a moment.
You gotta.
No.
You gotta go to this. You gotta
Forget
go
what's
to
in here
this.
for a moment
Listen.
and ask yourself this: if a person ate a whole lot of pork, what would it do to their body?
Destroy their body
Why?
because it's unclean to you.
Not necessarily because it's unclean,
All right,
but because
listen.
it's
Hold
full
up.
of a lot of
I got
fats.
the scripture.
It's full of a lot of cholesterol
You said
and stuff like
you
that.
said-
In other words, bottom line is stuff like that will kill you.
You said, is it
because-
okay that if you eat pork and you pray over it, right? Listen to this. This is Proverbs 28:9. He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination. So if you
But you're
turn your
missing-
ear away from hearing the law, your prayer itself is going to be an abomination. This is in Proverbs 28:9.
But that's not necessarily turning away from the law in that situation.
Oh. So if you
see,
pray to God-
in other words, we're not just obeying the law just because God said so. Everything that God did, everything that God put in that law, it has a sense behind it.
Right.
God wants us to have wisdom. God
How do
wants
you
us
get
to
wisdom?
have sense.
How do you get wisdom? How do you
Now you
understand
get
the Bible?
wisdom. Well, you get wisdom from actually getting in that word. I mean,
Listen, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how you understand the Bible. This is Sirach 21:11. He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof, and the perfection of fear is of the Lord is wisdom. So if you keep the laws, you're going to get the understanding of this Bible.
it's 10 o'clock. No, seriously, it's actually 10 o'clock. I actually had
I
some
ain't saying that, man, but look, if I can, listen,
I mean, I saw the camera and I saw this up here. I was wondering what's going on, and I just came to see
if I
what's
can,
going on.
listen to this before you leave. If I can go to the last page in the Bible, this is Revelations 21:14. Listen to this. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have a right to the tree of life and may enter into the thorough of the gates in the city.
Yeah.
So the only way you're gonna enter into heaven is if he said, blessed are they that keep his commandments, that do it.
Well, yeah, I understand. It's just like in James. What's it called? Be ye hearers of the word and not doers only, deceiving your own selves. For if a man be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he's
So
like
you gotta
unto
do
a
it.
man.
You gotta keep
He's
the
like
law.
unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was.
So you gotta do the law.
But whosoever looks into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer but a doer of the word, this man shall be blessed in his deeds.
So you gotta be a doer.
Doing of the law does give us blessings down here on this earth, but it's the blood of Jesus that gets us into heaven.
Hold on.
Now I'm going to hand you
this.
this.
Talking about right here.
It don't matter what Jesus looks like.
It don't matter what Jesus looks like.
It does not matter what Jesus looks like.
Okay, I hear you. Hold on 1 second. Give me
I'm handing you this because it's got my music on. If you like this,
this John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
Okay.
So if you gotta believe on him as the scripture said, what he looks like and what they say he looks like.
Okay.
This is what he looks like according to the Bible.
But
like
he looks like it.
If it didn't matter, let me ask you this: if it didn't matter, why did they have him as white all the time? If it didn't matter, why did they portray him as white man?
Because a person painted him the way they thought he should look.
But look,
now let's take into consideration if the first man that actually did a portrait of Jesus just happened to be black. Don't you think he would look black and be black from that point on?
He are black. If you go to Russia, you can go into all these places where they have Christ as being a black man because they knew what he actually was. Do you understand in the Enlightenment era, in the so-called Renaissance era, that's when they changed what Christ looked like into something else? All right, this man, listen, hold up 1 second. This man is an actual man. His name is Caesar Borgia. All right, you can look him up. He's not no godly man. He had incest with his sister.
But that was him.
But this is what he portrays God.
Well, no, that is somebody.
He portrays Christ.
Yes. But you want to know what? Do you want to know what Christ really looks like?
I'm finna show you.
No. I'm finna show you.
Revelation 1:14.
I'm finna show you what Christ looks like right now. Look right over here.
Listen,
look right over here.
Listen.
Look right over here.
Look
right over here.
This is what he looks like.
You see this man right? You see this man right here with the bandage on his head.
This is what he looks like.
You see this man right here?
His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, like brown, as if they burned in a furnace.
Do you see this man right here with the bandage on his head?
If you take,
that's what Christ looks like right now.
If you take fine brass and burn it in the furnace, what color is he gonna be?
But I'm
black.
But if Christ is in you and you are in Christ,
brother,
can you not say that you look like him?
He said I do look like his people because I am his
people. No. You are in Christ and Christ is in you. So if you are in Christ and Christ is in you, if I'm in Christ and Christ is in me, if you really want to know what Christ looks like, look in the mirror.
Look here, brother.
Look in the mirror.
You are Israelite according to the Bible. You are God's chosen people. You are the same people Moses opened up the sea for. All right, you are those same people according to the Bible. Everyone's not equal to each other.
You are right that I was chosen by God.
Listen,
but I could not reap the benefits of being his chosen until I chose him.
So do you think everyone's equal to each other? Everyone has.
Well, Jesus came and shed his blood for everybody. I came so that the world might be saved.
I'm going to get that for you. After this, I'm going to get that for you. But listen, for thou art the holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So your people, the Israelites of the Bible, are above all people that are upon the face of the earth, according to Deuteronomy 7:6, brother.
So we're talking about people who are from the seed of Abraham, right?
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's
okay.
Israel.
Yes, but once you accept Jesus as your sacrifice for sin, once you have accepted him as your sacrifice, and you are now under him as your sacrifice, him as your priest, him as the person who intercedes for you every single day, aren't you still reaping the same?
No, and I'm finna explain to you why. Look, this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 54.
I love you, my brother. I love you, my brother.
Listen, hold up.
I love you, my brother. No, brother, I love you. I got to roll. I'm gonna hand this to you. This is not a trap. This right here is just. This is not a trap. This is about traps. This is my music.
You can drop it down like that.
All right.
But listen to this. Hold up. Before you leave.
I love you. I gotta roll.
Last scripture.
Honestly enough, I needed to roll it by 10 o'clock.
Look, brother. Look, 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. And after these, Adam, who also made us the Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. Everyone comes from Adam, right? Everyone comes from Adam. Now listen to this. And the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes. He made the world for his chosen people's sakes. Listen, now hold up. And as for the other people, as for everyone else, all right, that's not his chosen people, all right, which also come of Adam, they come of Adam too. Thou hast said that they are nothing. The Most High says they're nothing, all right? But be like unto spittle. He says they're spit.
I'm going to ask you a simple question.
Look,
and I want you to really think about this. A simple question. Which one is more important?
Brother.
The amount of blood Jesus shed or the amount of
What did
melanin
he
in our
shed that
skin?
blood for?
He came so that the world might be saved. But which one is more important? The amount of
You
blood
don't
that
have
Jesus
the
shed or the amount of
understanding
melanin in your skin?
He that keepeth the laws getteth the understanding of. You're not gonna get the understanding until you start keeping these laws, bro. You got the head shaved. That's a law you can't do.
What?
You can't have your head off.
Since who?
The Bible.
Nah, man.
No,
what's it called?
brother.
That's
You gotta get out of that Christianity, man. You got to, bro. It's nowhere in the Bible. You're an Israelite according to the Bible. God's chosen people, man. You gotta wake up.
Now you telling me that my head being shaved? You telling me that my head being shaved is not gonna get me in the heaven?
The Most High says that. You gotta keep the law. You gotta come back to the law, man. Stop doing your own thing, man. Dear God. Our people is gone for lack of knowledge, man. Gone for lack of knowledge. All right, let me get that real quick. Hosea 4:6. Hosea chapter 4. Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. All right, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing that thou hast forgotten the law of the Lord. That man is not going to be no priest to the Lord, man. You think he knows something, but he doesn't, man. All right? These people don't understand, man. He think he knows something. He think he's doing the godly work, but he said, you ain't going to be no priest to me, man. You got to keep these laws, man. All right? He's gone for lack of knowledge. What's the nationality, brother? What's y'all nationality? Not what church. What's your nationality? All right, you know Africa is named after Scipio Africanus. All right, a white man, a Roman general. All right, America is named after Americo Vespucci. All right, another white man. All right, Italian explorer. So how could you be African American? I'm going to show you. All right, before you was called African American, all right, they called you Afro American. Before you was Afro American, they was calling you Negro. Before Negro, they was calling you colored. All right, there's a reason why our people never have a true identity, because I'm finna show you out the Bible you are God's chosen people according to the Bible. All right, you believe in that man right there? You believe in this man right here? You believe in him? You think that's what Christ really look like? Why you believing in him then? Yeah, because you know what the definition of devil is? Y'all know what the definition? A deceiver. That's why I called him a devil, because this is a deceiver. That's not what Christ really looked like. Now I'm finna show you Revelations 1:14. I'm finna show you what Christ really looked like. All right? This is the revelation of Jesus Christ. What does revelation mean? It means to reveal. So this is the revealing of Jesus Christ. All right, I know y'all gotta go somewhere, but I'm finna hit y'all with something. His head and his hairs were white like wool, so he had white and woolly hair. You know when we grow afro out, how our hair get woolly? All right, so he had woolly hair. So that's the first strike on this damn devil, man. It's the first strike. He got long, stringy dog hair. He ain't got woolly hair, all right? Now listen to this. In his eyes was a flame of fire, so he drank wine. He didn't get drunk on the wine, but he drank wine moderately. And you know when you drink wine, your eyes get red, your outside of your eyes, okay? And they say you don't get into color, they finna get into color. His feet like it's a fine brass. Now what color is fine brass? It's like a brownish goldish. But listen to this. His feet like it's a fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace. So you take that fine brass and then burn it. What color is it gonna be? Black, black, black. Blacker than me, blacker than you, blacker than you, black, black. But why they got this man? You know this is an actual man. His name is Caesar Borgia. All right, y'all got Netflix. You look up this Netflix series called The Borgias. All right, it's called the original Qam family. That's where he really comes from. All right, he dated he had incest with his sister, and he killed his sister's husband and be with his sister. All right, but that's what they portray as Christ, a damn devil. But like I'm saying, do you believe everyone's equal to each other? I know y'all gotta go. I'm gonna hit y'all with like 1 or 2 more scriptures. Do y'all believe everyone's equal to each other? I'm gonna show y'all. This is Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. All right. I know y'all gotta get it. Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. All right. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So the Most High has a special people that are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right, so everyone's not equal. All right, so I'm gonna show you that y'all too are those people. All right, our ancestors are what comes from this Bible of God's chosen people. And that those people up in Israel right now claiming they're the Israelites, claiming they're the Jews, they aren't the real Jews. All right, I'm gonna go to Revelation 2:9 and I'm gonna show you this one more. All right, this is Revelation 2:9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. He knows how people, what our people go through. The poverty, the tribulation, how we gotta work all the time just to get a little bit of the bills pass by. All right, but thou art rich. He says we rich, man, because we his chosen people. All right. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are the Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So he knows the blasphemy of them damn devils in Israel, saying they are the Jews, saying to them that that's your people, all right, but they're not your people. They're the ones saying that they're the Jews when they're not. All right, he says they're the synagogue of Satan. All right, Jewish people, they're not broke. They're not going through tribulation. They're not in poverty. Jewish people are the richest people in the world. If I was to call you childish, am I calling you an actual child? All right, I'm saying you acting like a child, right? That's why they're called Jewish. They're acting like the Jews. They're taking your actual, look, you from the, you so-called African American, like you said, right? So you from the tribe of Judah, most likely. All right? There's 12 tribes of Israel. That's what Christ came for. He didn't come for everyone. All right? That's another thing I got to tell you. But like I said, I can keep you all day, but let me say.
We'll be back here.
All right. Let me get one last scripture on you. One last scripture, and I'll let you go. All right. Deuteronomy 28:60. I'm finna show you that you are God's chosen people, according to the Bible. All right. Let me get this. It's Deuteronomy 28:15. But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and statutes that I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So our forefathers didn't listen to God. So these curses came to us, man. All right. So these curses, these are some of the curses that's coming to us. All right. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, what does Egypt represent for our people? It represents slavery. All right. These are those ones that built the pyramids. Little do people know. Our people were in slavery in Egypt and built those pyramids. It wasn't no damn aliens that built it. It wasn't no craziness what they say. Our people are the ones that built those pyramids because we were in slavery. All right. So Egypt represents slavery for our people. There's no account of us actually going back to Egypt. Egypt means the house of bondage. All right. So, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, slavery again, with ships. So we're going to go into slavery with ships. God's true people is going to go into slavery with ships. All right. By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We're not going to see our homeland Israel no more again. This isn't our homeland. All right. We're not going to see our land Israel. But those people up there right now in Israel, they saying they're the Israelites, but they in the land. The real Jews ain't going to see their land no more. All right. And there you should be sold unto your enemies. We're going to be sold unto our enemies for bond men and bond women. That means slave man and slave woman. And no man shall buy you. Which means nobody's going to redeem us out of that slavery. We're going to be still here in America to this day. So like I said, man, you are Israelite according to the Bible. Y'all are those people that are above all people that are upon the face of the earth. You're not the same as everyone else. It's Christianity madness, man. It tells y'all that. Y'all not the same people. All right, y'all are God's chosen people. Y'all are better than these people. If you can't already tell, man, we do everything better than them. We better than sport. You don't see, we're not Africans. All right, Africans are the ones who sold us. We didn't get sold by our own people, man. All right, we don't move like Africans. You don't see no African LeBron James. You don't see none of them. All right, that's the reason why those things, because we are God's chosen people. So we have a zeal of God. All right, so like I'm telling you, man, that's why people they in these churches they trying to do the work because they got the zeal of God, but they don't have the knowledge. They don't understand how to be with God. You gotta come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all these two flyers, man. Like I said, all right. So like I said, y'all Israelites, man. Y'all ain't African Americans, all right. Y'all ain't African Americans, all right. Be good. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
You got 1 second, brother? 1 second? Don't play.
I mean, how long is a second?
1 second, for real. All right, you believe in the Bible? All right, you believe in that man right there? You believe in him?
Is it on radio?
Yeah, without the horn.
I question it, you know.
You question it?
I question it.
All right, the reason I got devil horns on it because the devil means a deceiver. All right, and that's the deceiving image of Christ, okay? I'm finna read you the real depiction of Christ and what Christ actually looked like. All right, this is Revelation 1:14. His head and his hairs were white like wool. All right, so that's the first strike against this damn devil, man. His hairs were white and woolly. And you know when we grow our hair out, it's woolly, all right? That's the first strike, all right? As white as snow, and his eyes was a flame of fire. He drank wine, so the outside of his eyes got red. You know when you drink wine, your eyes get red, all right? He didn't get drunk on the wine, but he drank it moderately, okay? All right. So they say you don't. They don't get into color about Christ. They finna get into color. All right. And his feet like it's a fine brass. Now, what color is fine brass?
Say like, I know what brass look like.
Like a goldish brown, right? Like a goldish brown. Now listen to this. His feet like it's a fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace. So you take that fine brass and then burn it in the furnace. What color? If you burn anything, what color is it gonna be? Black. So who the hell is this? Who is it?
Good point.
This one, hey man, I know if you had time, I would get you, man, but you guys chosen people according to the Bible. You're not African American. It's two white men. That's Scipio Africanus, a Roman general, and America's named after Americo Vespucci, another white man. You're not African American. Before you was getting called African American, yeah, it's on the top YouTube channel. Before you was getting called African American, they called you Afro American. Before Afro American, they called you colored. Before that, they was calling you Negro. All right, so you're not none of the things that they tell you that you are. All right, you guys chosen people according to the Bible. All right, so like I said, check it out, brother. Nice to meet you. How you doing, brother? You got a second? All right. What's your
How you doing, Derek?
What's your nationality, brother? Oh man, you all the way an Israelite, man. You ever heard of 12 tribes of Israel? What's your father? What's your father? All right. So you come from the tribe of Judah according to the Bible. All right, you the same tribe Christ came out of. All right, so like I was telling that brother, Christ is not a white man. All right, and he's not a tan man either. All right, I know you gotta go, brother.
We'll see you.
Here's a flyer right here for you, brother.
All right, man.
All right, I'll be here. Yeah, man, the spirit coming out up here in Greenville, man. All praises to the Most High, man. All praises to Yahawah, Hamashiach, Yahawah. All right. Call Halam by Hamashiach, Yahawah. Give all praises, man. Got 1 second. What's your nationality?
African American.
All right, you know where Africa comes from, where the nation Africa comes from. It comes from a Roman general named Scipio Africanus. All right, a white man. All right, America is named after Americo Vespucci. Okay, another white man. All right, so how could you be African American?
So you tell me what I am.
I'll tell you what you are. All right, before they was calling you African American, they was calling you Afro American. Before they was calling you Afro American, they was calling you colored. Before they was calling you colored, they was calling you Negroes. Before that, they was calling you straight niggas. All right, so y'all have to know what y'all actually are according to the Bible. You won't find the word black. You won't find white according to the Bible. None of those things. I start out asking y'all, do y'all believe in that man right there?
Yeah.
Believe in him? You think that's Christ right there?
White man?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Exactly. So y'all don't believe in him. That's what I'm telling y'all. Let me show y'all what Christ really looked like according to the Bible. This is Revelation 1:14. All right. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Most y'all know his hair was wool. That's the first strike against him. That's why I got a devil horns on. Because you know the definition of a devil is a deceit. All right. So that's a deceiving image to our people. All right. Because when you see that, you be like, oh, this is a white man. Oh, this is for the white man. All right. This is the first thing our people think. All right. This is Revelation's. Let me keep going. All right, his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were the flame of fire. So Christ drank wine. He didn't get drunk on wine, but he drank it moderately. All right, so you know when you drink wine, the outside of your eyes get red. All right, so that's what happened. All right, so his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like to fine brass. Now, what color is fine brass? It's like a goldish brown. Yeah. But listen to this. All right. As if they burn in the furnace. So you take that goldish brown and burn it in the furnace. What color are they gonna be?
Gold.
I'm saying, not. If you take the goldish brass and then burn it, if you burn anything, what color is gonna be?
Black.
Black. All right. So his skin color was black. All right. So that's another strike against him. All right. So Christ would look most likely like this. I'm not gonna say this is exactly how Christ looked like, but this is a more biblical description of what he looks like. All right. So like I said, y'all said y'all are African Americans, right? All right. So according to the Bible, y'all come from the tribe of Judah. All right. The same tribe where Christ came from. He sprang out the tribe of Judah. All right. So now that y'all know what Christ looked like, y'all, which y'all probably already knew that. Like I said, do y'all think everyone's equal to each other? You do? All right. You can go to Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. He says, "For thou art the holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth." So the Most High That's according to the Bible. So that's the first thing that now you want to know who these people are, right? You know the so-called Jewish people now in Israel right now call themselves a Jew. They're not the real Jews. Y'all are the real Jews according to the Bible, and I'm gonna prove it to you. All right. If I was to call y'all childish, am I calling you an actual child? What am I saying?
You said I'm acting like that.
Just like they're acting like the Jews. The name's Jewish. If you was the real Jews, you would call yourself Jewish. You would call yourself the Jews, right? So they acting like the Jews. All right. So now we're gonna read Revelations 2 and 9. All right. The Most High tells about these people because He predicted them coming. Well, He already not predicted. He already knew what was gonna happen, and they were gonna come and act like us. All right. This is Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. He knows what our people really go through: the tribulation, the poverty. You can't never make ends. You gotta work overtime just to get a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He knows thy works in tribulation and poverty. Listen what he says. He says, but thou art rich. He says, we're rich. We're going through those things. All right? All right? And he knows, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are the Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So those people up there saying they're the Jews right now are the synagogue of Satan. All right? They're not going through poverty. They're the richest people on earth. All right? Jewish people, they own all these things. They're the ones who fund the movies. They fund everything. These are the richest people on the earth. They're not going through poverty. They didn't go through tribulation. All right? Their people inherit millions. All right? So that's going and telling you that y'all aren't the real Jews. Now I'm going to show you who are the real Jews and what are the curses. All right? So the Most High put curses on our people for not listening to Him. All right? We didn't listen to His laws, statutes, and commandments. Now we're going to do Deuteronomy 28 and 15. All right? But it shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, if you don't listen to the word of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all His commandments and statutes which I command you this day, then all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So the Most High says we're going to go through curses, all right? Because we didn't listen to what the Most High told us. We didn't listen to His laws and statutes and commandments, and we still don't do it today. But this is what He said is going to happen to us, all right? And it shall be upon thee, this is Deuteronomy 28:46, and it shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So by these curses, you're going to know who the real Israelites are. You're going to know who the real Jews are. All right? Because these curses are going to be upon thy seed forever. All right? And it's going to be upon thee for a sign. All right? So listen to this. All right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now what does Egypt represent for the Israelites? Y'all know any, like, about Moses, how he parted the Red Sea and he saved us from Egypt? All right? Little do you know, our people were the ones who built those pyramids. It wasn't aliens who built those things. Our people were in slavery, and they forced us to build them. All right? So Egypt represents slavery, okay? It represents the house of bondage. Let me read that for you real quick. Deuteronomy 6 and 12. Then beware lest thou forget the Lord which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. So Egypt represents slavery. Another word for bondage is slavery, okay? So Egypt was known as the house of slavery, but there's no record of us going back into Egypt again. All right, so we're going to go to a new place, but we're going to go into slavery, all right? So, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, listen to this, slavery again with ships. So we're going to go into slavery. The real Israelites, the real Jews are going to go into slavery on ships, all right? By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. We're not going to see our homeland Israel no more again. So how's those people up in Israel the real Jews? The real Jews ain't going to see their land. They're over in a whole different place that they was taken to, America, all right? Thou shalt see it no more again, and there you should be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. We're going to be sold unto our enemies for slave man and slave woman. All right? And no man shall buy you. No one's going to redeem us out of that slavery. No one's going to save us out of that slavery. We're still in America today. All right? So that's one of the things you know that you're the Israelites of the Bible. Man. All right? So you're not equal to these people. You're not equal to all these people. You're God's chosen people. And the reason we're going through these curses is because the Most High loves us, all right? He loves us enough to put us through curses, to put us through affliction. That's why I know nothing never go right for our people. Because the Most High is making that way so we can come to Him and come to the truth. Not come to that devil right there. Not come to the churches that's telling you that's your Christ. That's not right, man. And the majority of these churches, like I say, they tell you don't have to keep the law. They tell you that you don't have to do many things that the Most High told you to do. You have to keep these laws according to the Bible. What's that mean? You can't be eating pork. All right, you can't be eating shrimp. All right, all these things are unclean to you. All right, the Lord said those things are unclean to you, and you can't eat them. All right, I can read that to you. I'm gonna read more of these curses. All right, Deuteronomy 28 and 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, our men used to be loving people, man. We used to love each other. All right, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother, That's why we hate each other now, man. That's why we shoot each other down in the streets. That's why there's never no peace between each other. But when the white man comes to shoot us in the streets and kills us dead, they run from the police. We run from the police, all right? But when it comes to our people and we wear a different color or something, we shoot our own people dead in the streets because the Most High is putting these curses upon our people where our eyes gonna be evil towards our brother. That's why our people rob their own people. They rob their, they killing their own people. These are all these curses that he said.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna stop you right there because we finna drink some of that wine. That's gonna make our eyes fire.
Let me finish this last scripture, brother. Let me finish what I was reading. All right. And toward the wife of his bosom. So that's why our people. That's why you domestic violence, where we fighting our wives and stuff like that. The Most High said these things were gonna happen. All right. And towards the remnant of his children, which he shall lead. That's why our people are leaving their children. They don't want to be stand-up people. They don't want to be there for their people. They'd much rather leave and go be in the streets. They're all on the social media, being something that they're not. All right? Like I said, brother, you're an Israelite according to the Bible. Give y'all these flyers. My YouTube channel's on the top. All right? You're a Hebrew Israelite according to the Bible. You ain't an African-American. You're God's chosen people according to the Bible. Hey, brother, you got a second?
We're about to head out, but I mean, I'll go for you. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. I'm here for you. What's your nationality, brother?
I'm part Mexican.
Part Mexican. What's your father?
He's white.
He's white. All right. Was his father white and his father white?
They're European.
European.
Straight up.
Like I was saying though, man, I was thinking you was I know you got a problem with though, man. But like I said, you would be a children of Israel according to the Bible. Like I said, your father's Mexican. All right. So like I said, I'll let you go, man. You got my flyer, man. All right. So I'll be here. All right. You believe in that man right there?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. You think that's Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ is Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern, right? You think, you know me saying Middle Eastern is just like Northwestern, right?
It's from that area.
It's from that area, right? So you
born in Bethlehem.
You know Middle Eastern is like a locale, right?
Locale.
Like me just saying Northwestern. The Middle Eastern. Alright? So you have to understand that let me ask you, let me put it in your terms. Is the same people here today are the same people that was here 900 years ago?
Yeah, the culture has changed.
Exactly. So you can't necessarily say the people that were here, the people that were
we're all immigrants up here other than Native Americans and Native Americans.
So you can't say the people that was in Middle Eastern, the so-called Arab people today, is what Christ looks like. Alright? Because like you can see, things change. Do you want to hear the actual description of Christ? And what he actually looks like? Because it goes in his skin color.
What are you reading from?
This is the King James Bible. Old King James Bible. All right.
I'll read along with you.
All right, yeah. Revelations 1 and 14.
So first off, before I get into anything, what's your agenda? What's your belief? What's the deal here?
Yeah.
First off.
Yeah. I'm listening.
I ain't trying, like, just what's your agenda? Like, what are you
I'm out here for the children of Israel, according to the Bible. All right? I'm out here for God's chosen people. All right? You've probably been told that Christ came for everyone, right? That's what you've been told, right?
What Bible verse?
Revelations 1 and 14. You read? All right. His head and his hairs were white like wool, so he had white and woolly hair, right? So is that white hair? Is that woolly hair?
I mean, that's just a depiction of people. Everybody around the world has a different depiction of Jesus. No one really knows unless they read the Bible.
I'm going to show you that's what everyone says, but he actually goes into what he looks like. That's what I'm going to show you. All right. So his hair is white and woolly. Have you ever seen a sheep? Where wool comes from?
Yeah.
All right. What type of hair is that? You said afro before? Like someone with an afro or something like that. That's what a woolly type hair looks like. It doesn't look stringy. It's not long and stringy. It's a woolly type hair. All right. Now let me keep reading. All right. And his eyes were a flame of fire. So Christ drank wine. Okay. He drank wine moderately. He wasn't a drunk of the wine, but he drank wine moderately. And if you know anything about wine, when you drink wine, your eyes turn red outside your eyes. All right. Now listen to this. You say you don't go into color, right? No one knows what color Christ was. Now listen to this. In his feet like unto fine brass. Now what color is fine brass? What color is fine brass? Huh? What color is fine brass?
I'm trying to look at this interpretation of it.
You in the King James version?
English Standard Version.
Yeah, you need to get the King James version. So all those things can change into.
I mean, I feel like some people, to really look at it, we need to look at the original language it's written in, because a lot of the words don't
And
change.
it's Hebrew. Okay. So you understand the King James
Sure, it
version?
wasn't Greek if it's New Testament.
It's Hebrew and then Greek. All right, you gotta understand the original scriptures were in Hebrew.
Old Testament.
Listen to this. The King James Version Bible comes from the Greek Septuagint, all right, the Masoretic text, and the Dead Sea Scrolls. All right, so this is the most 100% Bible that you can get. But when I say 100%, it's not 100% because you have to break down the words in the Greek. You have to break down the words in the Hebrew because you have to remember that these words are translated. All right, so like I
You
said,
don't think people have different interpretations of it?
there's only one interpretation of the Bible. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right, you want to say that? Let me see how you interpret this. So yeah, white woolly hair. Now we on 15, and his feet like unto fine brass. So what color is fine brass? What color is fine brass?
Y'all know Blue Martino?
No.
Blue Martino.
Blue Martini.
Yeah, that's a club.
Oh no, I don't know. I'm not from around here, bro. You know what fine brass look like?
Yeah, I do.
What does it look like?
It's a darker color. It's not straight up pale as hell.
It's like a brownish goldish, right? Alright? His feet like it's a fine brass as if they burn in the furnace. So you take that fine brass and they burn it in the furnace.
That's right.
You finna get slayed too, man.
Oh, he's getting slayed too?
Yeah.
Alright, here's my question for you. Because I see you doing some video.
You don't do
You gonna post that online where I can watch it later?
Yeah, you got the. Did you get one of these?
No, I didn't get one of those.
My YouTube channel on the top.
So I go on there, I'll be able to find it?
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
Alright, man. You got a new question for me?
Nah. You set this guy straight, right?
Nah, he ain't got straight yet. He don't
He ain't
wanna-
gone straight yet.
He's-
Alright,
he
well,
wanna-
what's this guy saying?
Well, right now, I really don't believe it matters what color Jesus is.
You said you don't believe it matters, right?
No, I mean,
Alright,
what-
not that it matters, but historically speaking, Jesus wasn't white. The reason why
of course he's not white.
Okay,
I mean, come on,
then
man.
why are you fighting over this then?
I'm not
Jesus is not
fighting
white.
over it.
Okay, then we're not going to even touch that. Jesus wasn't white.
Hold on. Listen, you said it doesn't matter what he looks like, right? He that believeth on me as the scripture has said, this is John 7:38. He that believeth on me as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So you gotta believe on him as the scripture said.
Exactly, but that doesn't.
Let me ask you this. If it didn't matter, why is this the main picture? Why did they constantly put him out as being white?
Can I answer that?
Yeah, answer.
Alright, the reason why we have white Jesus is because during the medieval periods, during the Dark Ages, during the
Renaissance
Crusades,
They don't want
when we
pictures
were
of them,
sending people going to fight all of the Middle Easterners, we did not want us to be like, oh man, the people we're going to fight, they look a lot like Jesus.
No. You're right to an extent, but in the Renaissance, you ever heard of the Renaissance era in school?
I know.
The Renaissance, all right, man. The Enlightenment era, the Renaissance era. During that time, they changed all of what Christ looked like. All right, they changed what he actually looked like. So, like I say, what is fine brass that burn in the furnace?
It's dark. It's
Darker than me.
So right now, I understand Jesus was not white. I mean,
But he wasn't Middle Eastern either. That's what you don't understand. When you say Middle Eastern, you're implying that he looks like the people that are in Middle East today. When I'm telling you that
if they're from that area of the world, then
like I said, are the same people that's here today the same people that were here 800 years ago?
Where did he come from? If he was born of God. He was born of God.
And he was born in Bethlehem, but he lived in Israel. All right, so you have to understand who are the people that are here during that time today are not the people that were there during
Where
that
did they
time.
come from then? If the whole world did not originate from the Garden of Eden, in the 4 rivers, where did everyone originate from? If we didn't originate from that area.
The whole world came from Adam. We're not debating that.
What are we debating here? It's like I feel like what am I arguing?
Put it this
with?
way: if in this book it said Christ was white, I would believe in a white Christ.
So right now, this is all about proving people that Jesus is.
It's about going by the scripture. Like I said,
I
you have to
understand,
believe on
but
him as the scripture
I
has said.
understand.
If the scripture says he has feet like burnt brass, he has white
I'm not
woolly
denying
hair,
that. I'm not
and it's
denying
nothing
that.
like that. Don't you see that as a problem? Don't you see that as a problem?
Everybody takes things out of context.
But
So
this
yeah,
is in context, though.
I'm not saying you're bro.
All right, listen to this.
I'm not arguing. But I'm just saying, yes, people do need to read the scripture and go by it. But right now, instead of convincing people what
That's just the first thing. That's the first thing. Do you think Christ came for everyone? Think he died for everyone?
Yeah, I do.
All right, listen to Matthew. This is Matthew.
Are you a Calvinist?
No. I'm not no religion. All right, I'm the Israelites according to the Bible. You ever heard of the Israelites?
So what's your religion?
What do you mean? I'm no religion. I'm a bloodline. God's chosen people, an Israelite. All right, do you know what the Israelites are? Do you remember the story about Moses?
Yes,
and
I
saving
do.
the Israelites?
They're only God's chosen people if they follow the Sinaitic covenant.
No,
if they
I
follow
am the
His Ten
descendants
Commandments.
of those people, and I'm approving to you guys. The Bible.
I know, but in the Bible, God made a covenant with Moses for all the Israelites.
Yeah.
Your bloodline came from Egypt when they were enslaved, right?
Yes.
Well, then it's that God talks about. I'm studying this in class right now at my school. They are God's chosen people as long as they follow His commandments.
Yeah.
If they're not, He will give them up to their enemies, just like He did for.
So what
Egypt
you're saying,
and
the Most High doesn't deal with Israelites no more?
I'm saying what?
You saying what? God cast away His people? Well, He was done with His people after they.
No, He
stopped
doesn't give
listening?
up on them, but He does punish them and give them to other people.
Yeah, He did punish them and give them to other people. You saying something right? He did punish them
So
and give them
everything
to
else
other
I'm
people.
saying is wrong.
So you said something right there. You said He did punish them and give them to another people. Now who was that people?
Which time?
The time we're in now. The slavery, so-called slavery. What do you think? I'm gonna prove to you out the Bible. I don't like to talk too much without the Bible. But like you said Christ came for everyone, right? Now listen to this. This is Christ speaking. But He answered and said, I am not sent but into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So Christ said, don't you think for a second I was sent for anyone else but for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
So you believe that God only came for the Israelites?
I believe. Listen to this.
That's what you're getting from that context.
Listen to this. You break this down for me. This is Joel 2:27. You break this down for me. All right. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that listen to this. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. You explain that to me.
He chose them to be His chosen people as long as they follow the Sinai covenant of the Ten Commandments that He gave to Moses.
So what you're saying implying is that the Most High drafted in Gentiles, right? Is that what you're saying that the Most High drafted in Gentiles? Is that what you're implying? People that weren't of the Israelite fold, right?
They fall. They're not.
I'm saying like you're saying that the Most High deals with other people outside of Israel.
Well, I mean, in the New Testament, He talks about preaching to Jews and Gentiles alike to convert them over to that.
This is what I'm going to break down for you. You're going to understand that the so-called Gentiles are actually Israelites. All right, they're not people that weren't of the Israel fold. And I'm going to read you Paul's
Sure,
right.
Gentiles aren't non-believers in the New Testament.
Listen to this. When you're anytime outside of Israel, they called you a Gentile because you were following their ways. You were following their pagan holidays. You were following the things they did. So you were called a Gentile, even if you were an Israelite. And I'm going to read you Paul's right.
If you're an Israelite and you're following by God's law, you're not supposed to be doing other pagan holidays and participating in that.
Exactly. But they weren't following God's law, so that's why Paul written to them to let them know who they were. Now I'm going to read Romans. I'm going to read one of the books you say was written to the Gentiles, right? They were written to the people.
So right now what are you doing?
Listen to this. This is Romans 9:3.
But I'm not trying to argue with you first.
No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm just reading the
I
Bible.
understand, but like,
listen,
are you trying to bring people to Jesus, or are you just trying to prove to them if they're not related to Israelites that they're not being saved?
I'm not trying to say that. I want you to know what the Bible says. That's why I don't think I'm saying anything. If I'm saying going from the Bible, like I said, you explain this.
Are you born Christian?
I'm going to read this, and you explain what this means. All right? This is Romans 9:3. All right? Pay attention. For I can wish that myself were accursed from Christ, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh. Not to just believing, not just doing whatever you want to, but the flesh. Now listen to this. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law. Israelites were the only one giving the law. In the service of God. Israelites are the only ones that have the service of God. All right? In the promises, and listen to this, and whose are the fathers, and of whom concerning the flesh Christ came. All right, so Christ came for the Israelites. I just read to you in Matthew 15
So do you
24.
think God only came for the Israelites and that everyone else is destined to be
I just read you Joel 2:27, where He said, I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. So how do you think like I say, if you want to debunk what I'm saying, you gotta say the scriptures contradict themselves, right? And we know the scriptures don't contradict themselves, right?
I mean, this went from Jesus being a skin color to talking about who's God's people.
Because the skin color of those people are the skin color of his people.
Okay, so if I'm not the skin color of these people,
No, wait, like I said,
am I a part of God's
realize who
system?
these people are. Read the people. I'm just saying it's like.
I know it's not right.
12 tribes of Israel.
I know the true Israel is not Israel, and I know they came from Jacob. His name was changed to Israel.
All right, yeah, but
I know
listen to look at who the 12 tribes are today. Look at it. Like I said, I asked you, was your father a so-called Mexican? Because he would have been an Israelite. Like I said, though, man. So
How do we know these people traveled and throughout history?
I'm gonna break down the scriptures for you too. You give me time. But listen to this. Are you saying that the Bible is wrong and that who are Israelites to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant and the giving of the law and the service of God and the promises? Are you saying the Israelites aren't the only ones that have the service of God, the promises? Are you saying that? Because if the Bible's saying it, why are they saying it all the way in Romans? Why?
Saying what?
That Israelites are the only one, let me read it again, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, and the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law. Israelites were the only ones giving the law, all right, in the service of God, in the promises. So they was the only ones that have the service of God, in the promises.
If we all come from the same people, then how are we broken up into different
I'm finna
tribes?
explain it, all right? Let me get that for you too.
Okay.
Second Ezra 6.
So first off, anybody that's not in these 12 tribes,
If their father line doesn't go to the 12 tribes.
so then tell me what happens to them.
The Most High isn't dealing with them. I didn't
so
say that.
if they're not dealing with
God said
okay, if the Bible says they're not dealing with them, that means they're not going to heaven.
What? Yeah, of course.
So they're not going to heaven if they're not part of these 12 tribes.
If they're not his people, why would he be dealing with them?
So God created people outside of his tribes for them to be predestined to go
I'm
to
gonna
heaven.
read that to you. Look, 2nd Ezra 6 and 54. And after these, Adam also whom thou madest the Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. So everyone comes from Adam, right? Like you just said. All right? And also, listen to this. And the people also whom thou hast chosen. So the Most High has the chosen people. All right?
Yes,
now listen to this. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. So he made the whole world for Israelites' sake. Now listen to this. You got to key in right here as it goes to what you're saying. Listen to this. Key in. All right? And as for the other people, everyone else that is not an Israelite, as for the other people which also come of Adam, everyone else that is not his chosen, are you listening? Everyone else that is not his chosen people, as for the other people which also come of Adam, all right, thou hast said that they are nothing. That's what the Most High said. But be like unto spittle. He says they're spit to him. I'm not saying this. This is the Bible saying this. All right? And liken to the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. He's like, if you got a bucket of water and you lose a little bit of the water, he's saying that's what it's like to him. It doesn't mean anything to him. I'm not saying that the Bible's saying it. You have to understand that, man.
Okay, so
Stop saying I'm preaching things. It's not. I'm preaching things directly out of the Bible, man. If I was going outside of the Bible, then you have something to come in.
What book are you reading from?
The King James Version Bible.
No, what book specifically?
2nd Esdras.
Second what?
Esdras.
Esdras?
Yes.
You wanna see it?
Are you familiar with the Apocrypha?
I know what that is.
All right. So in 1611, also in 1611, when
So you have a Catholic Bible.
no, the Catholic Church took this out of the Bible.
They took the Apocrypha out of the Bible.
Exactly. So how's it a Catholic Bible?
No, the Catholics use the Apocrypha.
No, they don't. I promise you they
don't
don't.
use the Apocrypha.
They took it out of the Bible. Listen, this is the 1611 Bible. In the year 1611, these 14 books were in the Bible. The Catholic Church took those books out of the Bible. All right? They took them out. Okay, so get a King James Version Bible right now, and I promise you it won't have this in it. Because after 1611, they took it out.
Because the Apocrypha was not considered.
Are you listening? In 1611, all right, key in.
This man's a Christian studies major.
Listen,
That's like
just key in on what I'm saying. All right, in 1611, all right, have you heard of the Renaissance era, the Enlightenment era? All right, and during that time, all right, this was the last Bible produced that had the Apocrypha in it. All right, after 1611, the Catholic Church took out the Apocrypha and started producing the King James Version without the Apocrypha. All right, so you have to know the history of it. You're saying that the Catholic Church added it to it when they took it away. You don't understand that. And it's the Roman Catholic Church. So you have to understand that this scripture is holy scripture. This is the Holy Bible, right? In the year 1611. So it's still the Holy Bible. It just has these books in it. So you understand what I'm saying? They took it out.
If God's Bible is complete and holy and God breathed, why would He allow people to take out books of the Bible?
Do you think the Roman Catholic Church is holy people?
No, I don't. I think it's way too ritualistic.
So they are the evil people. They are very evil people, okay? And the Most High says not to add or to take away from the Word, and that's exactly what they did. They took away from the Word. They took 14 books out of this Bible. All right? What y'all have to say? What y'all got to say?
I don't know what you're saying, but the Bible is the Bible.
Bible's the Bible.
God.
What's the Bible?
The Bible is just.
He's talking about 14 books that the Catholics supposedly took out.
It's in the 1611 King James Bible. So you have to know your research, man. If you don't know your research, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. This is the 1611 Bible. It has everything in it, including the middle of the Bible.
That is too.
What do you mean?
That's
That's the regular King James
What is
Version.
this stuff down here on the ground?
All right,
Jesus is not white.
The Bible back. All right.
Jesus is not white.
You think Jesus
Of
is
course
white?
Jesus is white.
What does he look like?
He was a Jew.
What's a Jew? You think
Jew?
the people up there today, you think they're the real Jews?
I mean, if they're born there and they're from the
Then they're
original
Jews.
Jews are Jews.
This Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So Jews
Why do you
are-
think the King James Version is the only version?
Because you know where this Bible comes from? Do you know the exact text that the Bible comes from? It comes from the Greek Septuagint, all right? The Masoretic text, okay? And the Dead Sea Scrolls. That's what makes up this Bible. This is the most. Hold up. This is the most untouched.
That's actually not true.
So what's true?
It was, no, it's not.
All right, so
And
go order a Bible that was before the year of 1611, and it will have this
why are
Bible
you so
in it.
stressed right now?
Because y'all don't know what you're talking about. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're speaking on things you haven't did your research on.
Yelling
You
at us is
honestly,
gonna
do you know what you're talking about? You speak,
Yes.
so you honestly know that these books were not in the Bible in the 1611.
Let's
Yes.
say you're right. Let's say you're right.
Okay,
What does
so-
that prove to us?
What do you mean? I just read in my scripture. Y'all the one that came saying it wasn't a part of the Bible when it is. So this is what I'm out here preaching. Do you believe in that man? Without the horns on him?
Okay, I believe in Jesus Christ as the Son
All
of
right,
God.
so-
I don't believe in a picture.
All right, exactly. So listen to this. All right, this is John 7:38. All right, John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the Scripture has said. Are you listening? So you can't just be counting. You're not
I'm listening.
All right, John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the Scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So you gotta believe on him as the Scripture has said. You can't just believe on him whatever you think.
Prophecy is not scripture.
No, you gonna believe it? What? Show me what you got. Show me what you loading up. Show me.
What do you want me to show you?
Because you don't know what you're talking about. It's okay not to know. All right, it's okay just to say I don't know.
Treating us like we're dumb is.
I'm not treating you like you're dumb. If I didn't know something, I would tell you I don't know. I wouldn't come up here saying, oh, you're wrong. You don't have the right thing. That's not scripture. If you don't actually know what you're talking about.
What are you trying to tell
I'm
us?
sitting here finna tell you. You have to believe on him as the scripture has said, right? Yes or no?
Sure.
All right. So this is the description of Christ. You've already heard this, but I'm finna show her. This is the description of Christ. Revelations 1:14. His head in the, hold on, I'll read this 1:1 first. The revelation of Jesus Christ. So what does revelation mean? What does the word revelation mean? To reveal. All right. So
All right, what scripture are you reading?
this is the revealing of Jesus Christ.
What's the
All right.
scripture you're reading?
Revelations 1:14
Revelation 1.
and 14.
1:14.
1 and 14.
1 and 14. Sorry.
Revelation chapter 1, verse 14.
Okay, what is it?
Now listen to this. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So he had woolly and white hair.
He's talking about Jesus in heaven. He's talking about Jesus here in incarnation on earth.
So did he come in the flesh? So what did he look like in the flesh? He looked different from when he was in heaven?
Yeah, he's human. He comes to be a mortal man.
So this is the vision of Paul had of Christ, right?
Not Paul, John.
I mean, this is the vision of John had of Christ. I messed up on that. Unlike you, I'm able to tell you that I messed up. Alright? But, okay, this
I'm
is the
not saying
vision.
I have a messed up.
This is the vision of
I've
John the
just
Christ,
realized
right? This is the vision of John the Christ, right? So you saying John that it was different the way it was Christ's skin color was different from when he was in
why
heaven
does it
and
matter
earth?
what his skin color
Because I'm finna show you have to believe on him as the scripture said. Now listen, alright? We're gonna go down to 15. And his feet like unto fine brass. What color is fine brass? What color is fine brass? What color is brass?
So if he came down in his
Listen,
body,
hold up, man. You can't just be like
Why
changing
does that
subjects.
matter?
Listen, all right, his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in the furnace. All right, so fine brass is like a golden color. All right, and if you take it and burn it in the furnace, what color is it gonna be?
Okay, but that's like kind of taking it out of context.
You're the only one taking anything out of. Prove to me,
You
Christ
haven't
is
even heard
anything
what I
else.
have to say.
What? What you gotta
So
say?
you don't.
if he came
Are
down
we
in his
talking about
godly
Jesus' skin color?
form,
He just said his feet was like
Okay,
unto
okay,
fine
okay.
brass, as if they
Joe,
burn in the furnace.
if-
Why is it so hard for you to believe that Christ was white? If Christ was white, I would worship a white Christ. But because he's not white and he's black, I'm gonna worship the true.
I'm worshiping a picture. I'm worshiping the idea of
You
the
have
scripture.
to believe on him as the scripture said.
I
just
did not tell you I did not believe that he's white. I
But
did
you
not tell
believe he's Arab. That's what you believe in. You say
Because he was born
part
of
of that world.
Are the people? Listen here. Are the people here today? All right. Were they the same people here on this land 800 years ago?
Of course not.
So how can you say that the same people that are here
When
right now?
everybody originated
How
in
can
that
you
part
say
of the
the
world.
same people that are there right now are the same people that were there 800 years
I'm
ago?
not saying that.
So that's what you're saying. You're implying that Jesus was an Arab
Taking my
when the
words out of
people.
context.
You just said out of your own mouth, right? That Jesus is an Arab because the people that
No,
are
I never said he was an Arab. I said he was a Jew.
So
He was
I
a
just told
descendant
you.
of David. He
All
was
right.
a
So what color are
descendant of
Jews?
They're like.
I'm listening.
Right, so
They're not white. They're
not
darker.
white.
They're tan.
Tan.
Bronze.
Tan. So where does the word Jew come from?
Hebrew comes from the Bible.
So where does the word Jew come from? Where does the text Jew come from?
Jew?
Yes. No. Jew comes from the tribe of Judah. All right, out of the 12
No,
tribes of
that's
Israel.
not
That is true. He said
Jew
Christ
is-
sprang out of Judah.
Jew is
He was descendant of David, and David was from Judah.
Jew is the general
Exactly,
term
he
for
knows-
Hebrew.
he
It
just said-
doesn't mean
Oh my gosh.
from
Listen,
Judah.
the term Jew comes from the tribe Judah. I'm not telling you a lie. You can look it up yourself. I'm not telling you nothing that's extreme here. You can look up where does the term Jew come from, and it comes from the tribe of Judah. Now you said that now listen, you said the Jews were tan colored, right?
Yeah.
All right, now listen to this. Judah mourneth. So the tribe of Judah mourneth, the Jews, all right? And the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground. This is Jeremiah 14:2. So the real Jews are black unto the ground. So what are you talking about? I thought they were tan
Alright,
people.
what's that scripture?
Jeremiah 14:2.
Alright.
Jesus is of God. Jesus is God.
No, I believe Jesus is a God, but I don't think what are you saying? Is he the same as the Most High Father?
Yeah.
No. Why do y'all think that?
Because Jesus.
So you believe in the Holy Trinity, right? Oh my God. So,
What do you
Wait,
believe?
do you not believe in the Holy Trinity?
all right, I'm gonna
No, just do you believe in the Holy Trinity?
No. Where's the Holy Trinity in the Bible? Find one scripture that says Holy Trinity. Y'all are damn devils, and the wicked flees when no man pursueth. You're fleeing because you don't have the scriptures. You don't know anything. These damn devils, man. I don't know a damn thing, and I was finna pull out the scriptures, and they was finna get cut. They don't know a damn thing what they're talking about. All right, and we cutting these damn devils up tonight. We're not sparing them. We're not sparing nothing they have to say. We're crying aloud, sparing not, lifting up our voice like a trumpet, showing Israel they sin. How you doing, brother? Got a second? I got a second. 1 second. Y'all believe in the Bible? I wouldn't believe in what they told you. What's your nationality?
Man, I'm an African American.
You know, there's two white men.
Yeah.
You know, African American comes from Scipio Africanus and Americo Vespucci. There's two white men. So how could you be African American? Before they was calling you African American, they was calling you color. Before that, they was calling you Negro. They was calling you Afro American. So how could you be Afro American? How could you be African American? That's what they tell you. You're not. You. There's two white men. All right, man. All right. How y'all doing? Y'all got a second? 1 second? What's our nationality? What's our Hispanic? Y'all know that this came from y'all slave owners, that y'all not actually Hispanic?
But y'all Hebrew Israelites, according to the Bible, God's chosen people, they don't want to hear nothing, man. Damn devils out here don't want to hear nothing about the word of God. They much rather walk around here. They much rather do what they want to do. They don't want to hear nothing no more. These damn devils out here, man. How y'all doing, brothers? Y'all got 1 second? 1 second for me? 1 second. What's y'all nationality? Talk to me. What's y'all nationality? Y'all think y'all African American?
Haitian.
Haitian? You guys chosen people according to the Bible. I'm out here for you.
Right.
I'm out here for you. How y'all doing? I got a second. For God? I got 1 second. Y'all believe in the Bible? Y'all believe in that man right there? Believe in Christ right there? Let's see y'all call Christ. Where are you showing us? This man right here. Let's see y'all believe in him. Do you believe that's Christ?
I mean, clearly not.
I mean, without the devil horns on.
No,
The reason I have devil horns on it because that means deceiver. Alright, it's not the true depiction of Christ. Y'all give me a chance, y'all trying to run away on me. I'll show you what Christ actually looks like, and you can see if that's biblically what he looks like. Alright, y'all wanna Alright, well y'all can get on this side.
I don't think you're showing a correct depiction of Christ.
So you saying that's Christ, right?
I'm just saying you're being very aggressive. God, that's not a fruit of the spirit.
Dude, what is Christ mad? Was Christ aggressive?
No, why are you
don't know anything. You don't know the Bible clearly. But listen here, Revelation 1:14. This is what Christ actually looks like. All right, his head and his hairs were white like.
I mean, I know this is Caesar's son. Right. Like I know, I know.
Caesar who? His name is Caesar
Julius
Borgias.
Caesar.
His name is Caesar Borgias. That's his actual name.
Why are you recording me?
What do you mean? I'm recording the scriptures, man.
No.
What are you doing, man? Damn devil went up and tried to touch my camera, man. She done lost her mind. How you doing, sister? How you doing, sister? How you doing, sister? Sister? How you doing, sister? Man, you can't even hear it, brother. That's crazy. That's real crazy. Mean as hell, man. Cause you don't want to give me no chance, man. Why you don't want to talk to me? You gonna know your brother? So you heard when I said you mean you ain't hear nothing else. I'm out here for you, sister. I'm out here for you, man. Whether you like it or not. I'm out here for my people. And you still don't want to listen to me. That's crazy. I guarantee you if I was talking about some money, you want to listen to me. Right. These damn devils, man. Our own people is tripping, man. It's tripping, man. Like you can't even hear, brother. How y'all doing? Y'all believe in the Bible? Guess y'all can't even talk to me, right? Damn, devils, I don't want y'all to talk to me anyway. Aliens. It wasn't none of that. It was our people that were forced to do it because we was in slavery. All right, now listen. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. We're going to go into slavery again with ships. So we're going to go into slavery with ships. The God's real, true, chosen people are going to go into slavery with ships. All right? The way whereof I spec unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. So we ain't going to see our homeland Israel no more again. So them people up there saying that the Israelites, saying that the Jews, ain't the real Jews. All right? That's why they call them Jewish people. If I was to call you childish, am I saying you an actual child? No, I'm saying you acting like a child. Just like they acting like the Jews. All right? So let me continue reading. You can go on, brother. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. We're going to be sold unto our enemies for slave man and slave woman. And no man shall buy you, which means nobody's going to redeem us out of that slavery. So like I said, brother, our forefathers refused to listen to God, and that's what happened to them, Lord. All right? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm good with the paper, man.
This is my YouTube channel on top of it.
Yeah, YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's on top of it.
Hey, man, how you doing? I'm off for you.
What's up, man?
That's cool. Hey, I had a complaint from a female.
Yeah.
She stopped by and talked to you, and then some type of altercation.
It wasn't really an altercation. She reached my camera. I just stopped it. That's all I have. Y'all got cameras on? It's on camera.
Yeah, I was just asking. I was hearing her side, and I was going to hear yours.
She called the police down the street. Why she didn't say it?
Nah.
Why she ain't here on the scene? Why she ain't here on the scene? She knows she knows.
Yeah,
Who calls
she told me about grabbing at the camera.
Who calls the police when you yeah, man.
Hey, bro, keep pushing,
Hey,
bro.
brother. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, appreciate
All right,
that
yeah,
knowledge,
brother.
though.
Oh, yeah, be good, brother.
Word. Good?
Oh, yeah, I'm straight, man. Don't worry about it. What's up? That's it?
Oh, excuse us. The good women need to get compensated.
The nationality.
I'm black, man.
You know there's a color, right?
Yeah.
Crayon box, right?
Yeah.
They call you African American.
Yeah.
You know that's not your true. It's not your true where you come from, right? You know, Africa is named after Scipio Africanus, a Roman general. All right. America is named after Americo Vespucci. All right. Italian is Florida. So I can be African American. Before you use African American, it's calling you Afro American. Before you use Afro American, it's calling you Negro. For that, it's calling you color. All right. Why is our people constantly got names? All right. Because they don't want us to know who we really are. All right. According to the Bible, we actually God's chosen people. All right. Pursuant to the curses of the 28th chapter. All right. So do you believe everyone's equal to each other? In the eyes of God? I'm going to read Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So our people is above all people that are upon the face of the earth. All right? And everyone's not equal. But what does the church tell you? Everyone's equal. Everyone's the same. But the Bible says something different, right? So you want to know your actual nationality real quick? All right. You know the people who say they're the Jews up there in Israel, saying they call themselves Jewish people. All right, if I would call you childish, am I actually calling you a child? No, I'm saying you're acting like a child, right? So they're acting like the Jews. That's why they call it Jewish. All right, they're not the real Jews. And I'm gonna show you this. This is Revelation 2:9. All right. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. So he knows what our people are going through. He knows the tribulation and the poverty. What we're really going through. He knows that, all right? But thou art rich. He says we're rich. We're going through those things because, like I told you, God chose the people and he loves us. So we come with humanity, these things, so we can come back to him, all right? But, and I know the blasphemy of them would say they are the Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. The people that are saying they're the Jews right now, they're the synagogue of Satan, all right? They're not the true Jews. You are the true Jews. You're American black. You're from a tribe of Judah, most likely, all right? You guys chose the people, all right? So I'm gonna prove to you. I know you gotta go, bro. I'm gonna read one last scripture. This is Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, all right? It's gonna prove to you that you are these people, all right? Like I said, the Most High didn't come for everyone, all right? You can't be yoke. I can prove it out of scripture too, so we'll be here all day. I'm gonna read Deuteronomy for you real quick, the 28th chapter, all right? And the Lord, so like I told you, our forefathers didn't keep the statutes and commandments, so the Most High sent these curses on us, all right? And these is one of the curses, all right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now, you know anything about the Bible? A little bit. You never heard about Moses, how he parted the Red Sea, how he rescued us out of Egypt?
Yeah.
All right. Now, Egypt, we was in slavery.
So what?
Egypt is known as the house of bondage. So our people were in slavery in Egypt. Little do you know, we the people who built the pyramids. They ain't no damn aliens who built it. We was the people who built those pyramids. Okay? We was in slavery while we did it. All right? So the Most High said he's going to bring us into slavery again. He's going to bring us into Egypt again. All right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again, slavery again, with ships. So this is what's going to happen to the Most High's real people. They're going to go into slavery again on ships. All right? You know who that is. Just stop it right there. All right? By the way, where I'm speaking unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. So the real Jews ain't going to really see their homeland, Israel, no more again. They ain't going to be in their homeland. All right? They stuck in America right now. All right? And there you should be sold into your enemies. You're going to be sold into our enemies for bond men and bond women. That's slave man and slave woman. All right? And no man shall buy you, which means nobody's going to redeem us out of slavery. We still here in America today. All right? But our people don't even know where we're going to come from. We know about the transatlantic slave trade. But what's before that? People don't know that. You was God's chosen people. You are Israelite, according to the Bible. And he sent us to these curses for us to come back to him. So I know you gotta go, buddy. It's a fire right there on my YouTube channel on the top, man. Alright? You an Israelite, you ain't God's chosen people, you're above all these people that part of the face of the earth, man. Alright? The Most High loves you, man. Alright?
Appreciate it.
Real, brother. Alright, brother, right there, man.
Tyree.
Alright, nice to meet you, brother. Alright. Y'all believe in the Bible? No, man. No, man? It ain't for you anyways, so it don't matter. It ain't for you anyways, brother. It's good that you don't believe it, because it's not for you, and the Most High ain't gonna do nothing for you. He ain't come for you. Christ wasn't sent for you. Alright, he was only sent for God's chosen people, man. The Israelites in the Bible. You so-called Native American, Mexican, alright? And you so-called African Americans. Y'all are the Israelites of the day, man. And your children, the forefathers are. Alright? You're not no damn niggas, you're not no damn spicks, you're not no damn wetbacks. You're the children of the Most High God. Huh?
I believe in the Quran.
You believe in the Quran? So you believe in the Nation of Islam, right? You know where they come from, right? Where it come from?
God.
The Bible. That's where the Quran come from. Damn, brothers. Brothers all going to Islam, they all going to Christianity. They don't know who the hell they are, man. Got a second? You got a second, brothers? I believe in the Bible?
I read the Quran.
What's your nationality? You African American? That's what you think you is? Keep reading the Quran, brother. And they gonna save you, brother. Act like you don't hear me all day, brother. How y'all doing? Y'all got a second? For the Bible? For God? Tomorrow. I should have got it today, too. Oh my God. How y'all doing?
Like, almost died twice. Like, literally, we almost died twice.
Y'all believe in the Bible?
And
I guess y'all won't even the knowledge.
was like, I get it. Like,
They was gonna come where they're gonna knowledge. That's fact. They ain't gonna have no choice but to acknowledge. It's pretty Bahasham Hamashiach Yahawah. Coming to represent, coming to get vengeance to these damn devils, man. Don't even act like we people. Can't even talk to a brother. You know how they think about us. If it was a white man up there asking us, I guarantee she would have listened to him. Because I'm so-called black, they don't spend no time for us. He ain't got the truth. We're gonna keep walking. We're gonna keep talking about that bullshit that you talking about. Alright, but the day of vengeance is coming when these damn devils is gonna be burnt with other fires of the spirit of Yahawah Yahawah. Alright, and that's our patience of the saints, man. We're waiting on that day, man. Waiting on that day. These damn devils, man, don't know nothing about the Bible. They don't know nothing. See why I got devil horns on them, right? Because that means deceiver. You know what the definition of devil is? It means deceiver. That's the deceiving image of Christ. You think Christ really looks like that?
There's only one person that's what he looks like.
Who is that?
Only one person saw God.
So what about John the Revelator? You didn't see Christ? You didn't see Christ?
Only one person saw God.
I'm finished. Alright, I'm gonna show you where John seen Christ.
Only one person saw God.
It's a difference between Christ and God. Alright, so this is what he's seeing Christ. Alright, John seen Christ. And this is what he described him as looking like in Revelations 1:14. So it actually is a description for Christ. Alright? This Revelations 1.
Read the symbolism?
No, I'm gonna read what he actually looked like. Revelations 1:14.
Is it symbolism?
No, this ain't symbolism. Alright, this is about Rex. Alright? Alright, the revelation of Jesus Christ. Now what does the revelation mean? What is revelation? What is the word revelation? Revealed. So this is the revealing of Jesus Christ, right? Alright, so we're going to go to Revelations 1:13. And in the midst of 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. We know Son of Man is Christ, right? Alright? Clothed with a garment down to the foot. So he had a garment down to the foot. Alright? Alright? And girt about the paps with a golden girdle. So he had a golden girdle on. Alright? His hair and his hairs were white like wool. So he had white hair and it was woolly. Alright? So is that woolly hair? You ever seen a sheep?
Alright, I'm gonna ask you.
Yep. You ever seen a sheep?
Does it matter what it looks like?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you that. It does actually matter what it looks like. See, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you like this. All right. I know the Bible says this. When you see, you're gonna fall flat on your face. That's what the Bible says.
Listen to this. This is John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So you got to believe on him as the scripture has said. So the scripture says he had white and woolly hair. Okay, now we're going to continue reading. As white as snow, and his eyes were the flame of fire. So Christ drank wine. He wasn't drunk on wine, but he drank it moderately. So his eyes, you know, you drink wine, your eyes get red. Okay, the outside of your eyes, the white of your eyes. All right. Now listen to this. They say don't go into color, right? You don't know what color Christ was, right? His feet like it's a fine brass. So the color of his feet was fine brass. Now what color is fine brass? Gold. Like a goldish brown, like you know you play an instrument like that type of color, like brass. Alright? Now listen to this. His feet like it's a fine brass as if they burned in a furnace. So you take that fine brass and then burn it in the furnace. What color is it gonna be?
This is your color.
Okay, so like I said,
we all know what part of the world it came from. That's not white people.
All right, so
brown people.
So do you ever ask yourself why is this an image depicted throughout the earth?
I don't think it matters what the image is.
I told you have to believe on him as the scripture has said. So you can't say that. You have to believe on him. I'm listening.
That Jesus is in here. He's not there.
But did he come in the flesh?
He's in here.
Did he come in the flesh? So what did he look like when he was in the flesh?
I don't know that.
Yeah, I just told you.
But all I do know is that when I see him in his holiness, that I cannot fathom what he looks like. You're gonna fall flat on your face and awe in front of him.
I hear what you're saying, but so you think Christ came for everyone, right? He died for everyone. All right. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You should only get to God through the blood of Christ.
All right. Now listen to this. This is Matthew 15:24. This is what Christ said out of his own mouth in red. You know, red letter, what that means. Christ. And he answered and said,
Go ahead, I'm listening.
But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So Christ said himself, don't you think for a second I'm sent for anyone else, but the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So what do you think that means?
Well, I know who sheep are. Sheep is...
But he said the house of Israel. You know, that's what he said, the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Do you know what the Israelites are? You read that part in the Bible? Where Moses parted the Red Sea for the Israelites? All right, God's chosen people, according to the Bible. Yeah. So, do you think that ever changed?
I don't consider any of the Bible worthy of changing.
All right, I like to hear that. That's what I like to hear. Now look, we're going to go to Romans 9:3, and you're going to tell me if this is the truth or not, all right? Because we know the Bible's supposed to be all the way true, right? So we're going to listen. This is Romans 9:3, all right? For I can wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brother and my kinsmen according to the flesh. This is Paul talking to the so-called Gentiles. You ever heard of Gentiles? You know, people think that that's, you know, everyone else that wasn't an Israelite, right? But that's not so, because he said they're his kinsmen according to the flesh. So they were Israelites, all right? Let me put it this way. Paul was trying to talk to everyone else. Why he didn't send a letter to everyone else in the world? Why he only sent it to certain places? Because he sent it to those places where Israelites were. Now I'm going to keep reading. I ain't going to stop there. For I can wish that myself were accursed from Christ for my brother and my kinsmen according to the flesh. He said his flesh, all right? Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law. Okay, so you know Israelites were the only one giving the law, right? All right? In the giving of the law, in the service of God, in the promises. So right here, Paul is saying that Israelites are the only ones that have the service of God. They're the only ones giving the law. They're the only ones that have the promises. All right? So, and then listen to this. Whose are the fathers, and of whom concerning the flesh Christ came? I just read through Matthew 15:24, where Christ said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And I'm going to Romans, and he's saying the same thing. Whose are the flesh, and concerning the flesh Christ came. So what do you got to say about that, man? I want to know.
That's what I'm going to say.
So let me ask you this. Is this statement true?
I believe every statement is true.
So Israelites are the only one that pertain adoption and glory in the service of God.
That's what I'm going to say.
So was the Bible lying here? You can't run away from it.
No.
So what does that mean? You got to break it down. You can't run from it now.
Don't let me speak.
As long as it's not no mumbo jumbo.
Bible, I go to it.
I speak about scriptures now. I want to hear scriptures.
All right.
I'm listening. John 3:16, what you feeling for, right?
Get out of here and get right here.
You know the heart is deceitful. The heart is deceitful among all things. You know that, right?
This controls this.
The heart is deceitful. So what you think?
Controls this.
Let me get you right. Were you thinking about John 3:16, right? God so loved the world, right? He gave his only begotten Son. You understand this book was translated from the Greek Septuagint, the Masoretic text, all right, in the Dead Sea Scrolls. So you have to understand this book was translated from Hebrew and then into Greek and then into English. So you have to understand in Greek, the word world means a society of people. Okay? You have to understand that. He's not talking about the whole world, and I'm going to prove it to you out the Bible. All right? That the Most High made many worlds. He made different societies of people. All right?
Wait a minute.
Listen.
What's your name?
Listen, hold up before you.
No, what's your name? What's your name?
Hold up. Let me read the Bible. Hold on 1 second. God.
I've read this.
Listen,
what's your name?
Listen, Brother Ray J. Now listen. God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in times past to the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the world with an S. The world. So he made multiple worlds. So he's got to be talking about a specific society of people in John 3:16, right? If he's saying God so loved the world, so we're going to go to that. All right? I'm going to show you who is that world that he was talking about. We'll go to Isaiah 45 and 7. All right? 45 and 17, actually. All right? Here we go right here. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord. So he said Israel's going to be saved, like I was just reading you in Romans 9:13. With an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So that's the world in John 3:16 that the Most High is talking about. All right, that's the world in John 3:16. Like, now you might be like, what's that whosoever that he's talking about, right? If he's saying whosoever, he means anyone, right? If he's saying whosoever, he means anyone, right?
Don't have my glasses now. Give me just a minute.
I'll give you a second, man. Like I said, you know you can't come back scriptures with scriptures, right? You know that, right?
Who said that?
I'm saying you can't pull the scripture. That doesn't mean that, because we know the scriptures don't contradict each other, right?
Right. This is what I'm gonna say. What's your name?
I said Brother Ray J, man.
Ray J.
Yeah.
Ray J. I'm Brian.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you. So, listen.
I'm listening.
We're living in grace.
Grace.
Okay.
Oh.
We're living under grace.
Oh.
Okay. Everything you just said, I'm gonna simplify it for you.
Okay. Go and get it. All right. So you want to know who that whosoever is, right? I was just finna tell you that for you ran from it. You want to know who that whosoever
I'm not running from it.
All right,
I'm running to it.
This is Acts 2:21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved, ye men of Israel. So he's not talking to everyone when he says whosoever. All right? Let me put it this way. If I had a story, let me put it this way. If I wrote you a letter, right? And I wrote you a letter and it was only to you, would you then take that letter and then give it to everyone in the world and say it was for everyone? No, right?
Ray J. Ray J, I gotta listen.
Look here, brother.
I've worked. I've been at work since 9 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, man.
I just got off work, so
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
Look, hey man, man.
No. Don't live here. Live right
Look,
there.
no, man. The heart is deceitful among all things, man. Like I said, you can't run from the scriptures.
Not if the spirit is in your heart.
So what you say? God is the God of everyone, right? That's what you think, right?
It's about. This is life, period. This is life in your business. This is life in your love.
So explain this.
Life is relationships.
All right, explain this. Joel 2:27. All right. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. Don't worry about that, man. The Spirit of the Most High God, man. That's what the education is.
Guess what? There are many theologians in this world, and guess who the smartest one ever was, according to the Bible?
What?
Paul. There are many theologians.
And where did he get that knowledge from?
The knowledge was given to him. But the knowledge was given to him, and he was chosen because of his intellect.
How did he get that knowledge?
He got the knowledge from God, but the reason he was chosen for it to be given because his delivery was an educated delivery.
I'm finna show you how he got that knowledge. I'm finna show you.
Ray J.
This is Sirach 21:11. I'm finna show you how he got that knowledge. Listen.
Ray J.
He that keepeth the law of the Lord getteth the understanding thereof. So Paul was keeping the law. That's why he got the understanding of it. It isn't no grace. You don't just have grace. You have to keep every 613 laws. You can't keep 10. So you keep the 10 Commandments, right?
Right.
Do you keep the 10? Don't run from it. Do you keep the 10 Commandments? You keep the 10 Commandments. Where does those 10 Commandments come from? The Levitical law.
It's not possible.
What's not possible?
You're not capable of keeping the 10.
You're not capable. So nobody's been perfect before. That's what you're saying. All right. I hear you. Now listen to this. I can hear you saying that. But like you said, you got to prove all things, man. It's in the scriptures too. Look, I hear you.
You seem like a smart kid.
Listen, hold up.
Why don't you go to school for what you're doing?
Because I don't need to go to school because the Spirit of the Most High God.
You're going to regret that statement.
What? Listen to this. You running. The wicked flee when no man pursues. That's in the scriptures too. If you fleeing, that means you're wicked, according to the Bible, man. You don't know the scriptures, man. All right?
Get out of here.
And thou hast said, you need to get into there, man, because you don't think for yourself, man. You believe what you're told. All right? And there was none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man. Job was perfect. But I thought nobody was perfect but Christ. With that, you gotta go, don't you? With that, the devil gotta go, man. And that's just that simple, man. With that, he gotta be gone and he gotta get back to whatever sins he doing. He trying to get all close to me, touch me, shake my hand. But we ain't dealing with these damn devils, man. All right, through the Spirit of Yahawah, Hamashiach, Yahawah, we out here condemning these devils, condemning their false doctrines. Because that's all it is, man. How y'all doing? Y'all believe in the Bible? That's all right. It ain't for y'all anyway, it's good. Them devils can't explain no scriptures. They can't explain their doctrine. They can't explain nothing they believe in. All he wants to do is make you get out of here and get in here. Go to your heart. That's all he wants to tell you. Go to your heart. Don't deal with actual knowledge. Don't deal with understanding the Bible. Go to your heart. That's what he wants you to do. He don't want you to go into the truth. He don't want you to understand who you are. He just wants you to go by your heart, man. All right? And I got this scripture for you. Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? How you doing, sister? You got a second? 1 second? You got a second for the Lord? How you doing, sister? You got a second? You got a second for the Lord? You got a second for God, do you? It's people, man. Our people, man. I'm telling you. Like I said, man, the heart is desperately wicked above all things, man. Who can know it? How can you know the way of your heart? You think people who kill thousands of people, you think they don't think in their heart that that's the way they should have did it? You think people who make murders, you don't think they think in their heart that that was what they were supposed to do? So how can you go by your heart, man? He wants you to stop thinking Israel, and he wants you to go by your heart, man. He wants you to stop using your brain. All right, stop using what the Most High gave you to decipher these damn devils and to weed out these damn wicked people, man. All right. Like I said, Israel, he that keepeth the law getteth the understanding thereof, man. So if you keeping these laws, you're gonna understand the Bible. All right, let's say the Lord. Real quick second.
What's up? What you got, bro?
What's y'all nationality?
Mexican, man.
Mexican. You know who gave y'all that name? I know y'all not really Mexican, right? That's what they call you, right?
Latino, man.
You know where Latino comes from?
Where, man?
Well, y'all before the Spanish conquistadors came over there, y'all weren't called Latinos. All right, y'all were called Israelites. Y'all are God's chosen people according to the Bible. That's what I'm here to tell y'all. And not Hispanic. None of those things actually exist until the people who conquer. Just like they call me African American. And my name's not African American, and I'm not African American. Like I said, y'all so-called Mexicans. Y'all are from the tribe of Asher. The tribe of Issachar. So it's the 12 tribes of Israel, God's chosen people. All right, y'all aren't normal people. Do you believe everyone's equal to each other?
Yeah.
You believe everyone's equal to each other? I'm here to show you that you're not equal to everyone else, whether you like it or not.
Why you say that?
I'm finna show you out the Bible. This is Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So y'all are above all people that are upon the face of the earth, man. Y'all are God's chosen people. Y'all are the same. Y'all ever heard Moses parting the Red Sea?
Yeah.
All right, y'all are those same people that Moses parted the Red Sea for. Y'all ain't normal people, all right? Our people going to, after our forefathers didn't listen to God, we got put under curses, all right? And the curses apply to only our people, all right, not to no one else. Now, I'm finna read it. I know y'all got to probably go, but I'm gonna read y'all some curses, all right? But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So the Most High said, if you're not going to listen to me, all right, I'm going to put these curses upon you. And our forefathers did listen to me, all right? So these curses came to us, all right? All right? Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and gladness of heart for the abundance of things. Therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness. So if you want to get something to eat, if you want to get something to drink, if you want to get some clothes, what nation of people you got to go to? Who owns all this? Well, thank you. The white man. It's common fact. All right? Now listen to this. And in want of all things, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he destroy thee. So little do you know, your people went into slavery. Like I said, by the Spanish conquistadores. All right, that's where you get you get the Latino name from. That's where you get Mexican name from. They changed your name just like they changed our people's name. Like I said, you are God's chosen people according to the Bible. Now I'm finna read some more curses for you. All right. The Lord shall bring the nation against you from afar, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Now you look on the back of your dollar, what do you see? You look on the back of your dollar, what do you see? It's an eagle. It's a pyramid. It's like I say, it's an eagle. All right, Roman Empire. They another white-owned empire was the Roman Empire. All right, Germany, Hitler. What was his symbol? I don't know. Germany, Hitler. What was his symbol for Hitler? What did he use? What was on the? What was on their uniforms or whatever? The eagle. All right, that was their symbol too. So he's saying, you know who these nation of people is, okay? Now listen to this. All right, so that the man that, this is Deuteronomy 28:54, so the man that is tender among you and very delicate, our brother used to be very delicate people. They used to love one another, all right? His eyes shall be evil toward his brother. So that's why we hate each other, man. That's why if y'all in a group together and it's another group of brothers, y'all always gonna butt heads because the Most High made it that way because it's the curses that we're going through, okay? The Most High put the curses for our people not to ever get along, all right? So he said our eyes shall be evil towards our brother. And I'm gonna finish this and y'all can go. I know y'all looking at me like y'all finna go, but look, all right? His eyes shall be evil towards his brother and towards the wife of his bosom. That's why with so-called domestic violence, why we're getting in fights with our woman and everything. The Most High, he already knew all these things was gonna happen to our people, all right? These are the curses that he had, all right? Now listen to this. All right, and towards the remnant of his children which he shall leave. Now that's why we leaving all our children. Why you think people ain't stand up fathers? They don't want to be there for their child. It's not because of you sometimes. It's these curses that the Most High put on us, man. So you have to understand that all these curses are part of your people. All right. Now let me read this. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other gods which neither nor thy father have known, even wood and stone. So we're gonna serve other gods, even wood and stone. Now that wood is so-called Christianity. All right, you won't find the word Christianity nowhere in this Bible, not one time. All right, and the stone is the if you know anything about Islam, they make the pilgrimage to Mecca. All right, and they go and worship a stone. So that stone is what they represent. He says we're going to worship things that he never intended for us to worship. All right, now listen to this. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. And that's why our people gotta work like hell, man. That's why we built up this damn nation. What they give us, man? They ain't give us no money. They ain't give us no reparation. They ain't give us nothing for what our fathers did. They ain't give us no money. But they call us wetback spicks, niggas. That's what they call us, man. So it's a reason why all these things happen, man. But they gonna have their day where they gonna have to deal with it, where the bottom shall rise to the top. Thus saith the Lord, man. And like I'm gonna read this last scripture. I know y'all gotta go. And but the Lord shall give thee a trembling heart and failing of eyes and a sorrow of mind, and thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. This is right now, man. Everybody cool. Everybody want to walk the block. But damn, Trump is president right now, man. We don't know what the hell can happen tomorrow. You really don't, man. Like I said, he want us out of here because he knows who you are. These people know who you really are. We're not just these regular people. You think they don't read these scriptures and know who we are according to the Bible? They know who we are. That's why they want to keep us in social media. They want to keep us on our phone. So we get distracted by those things and don't look into the things that actually matter. Like who you are. Like I said, you got to come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments. All right? Like I said, you're Israelites according to the Bible. And I'm going to read this last scripture and I know y'all got to go. All right? And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. So literally, do y'all know, like I told y'all, Egypt represents slavery. Your people went into slavery on ships too. I know y'all, it's not a normal thing that y'all think of, but y'all people went into slavery. It wasn't just us that went into slavery. Your people went into slavery too in so-called South America, where they called, like I said, just like the Englishman came up here and put us in slavery,
the Spanish conquistadors put y'all in slavery. They were both the same people. All right, but I know y'all gotta go. I'm gonna give y'all these flyers. All right. Jesus wasn't a white man. I can show y'all that too, but I know y'all gotta go. It's a flyer for each one of y'all, man. Like I said, y'all look up all them scriptures, man. It's there for y'all. Y'all God's chosen people according to the Bible. And like I said, man, y'all above all these people, man. If you can't already tell, everything we do, we got the magic on it. Everything we do is better than these other people, man. Like I say, why you think they got us building everything?
Yeah, that's right.
That's what I'm telling y'all, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, man. Y'all be good, man. All right.
I'm addicted to the scriptures. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I'm addicted. I say a prayer every morning when I wake up. It's a blessing knowing I'm a child of Jacob. I got a problem that I need to take care of.